I meant to say it actually when we were sitting here talking, but now I'll save it for the actual.
You want to just do it on Voice Live while we post
Sure,
stuff?
that's fine. Whatever. Doesn't have to be face off. Just whenever we're ready to go.
Which is fine because apparently we're already Voice Live.
Oh, cool.
Oh, we
All
are?
right.
Okay.
I was gonna
Yeah.
say so. I got a bone to pick with Pokemon movies, and it's that they don't have to go so goddamn hard. I am tired of the fact that I cry at every freaking Pokemon movie that I've ever watched. Why do they do that? They have to hurt me like that. I was watching the Secrets of the Jungle one, which is basically Pokemon Tarzan last night, and I was like, "What is wrong with you? I just wanted a fun movie. Why did you have to hurt me?"
Why'd you do that with Pokemon as a fun movie?
Because I've been watching all of the Pokemon series, and I just finished the most recent one, the Master's Journeys, when Ash finally becomes champion after he beats Leon, and I was looking for other Pokemon things to watch before I went to sleep, and I was like, oh, I'll watch this one, because there's two Pokemon movies on Netflix right now. One of them is a fun little romp through space and time, in the Arceus one, where they just beat freaking Team Galactic. It's great. And the other one is not. It's Tarzan, basically, and it's got some really, strong, powerful, emotional moments like Pokemon movies like to do because they want to hurt me. I'm convinced.
I mean, bro, I remember not being traumatized, but bawling my eye out from the first Pokemon movie back in the day in the theater.
I say there's two. There's actually three movies because they did Mewtwo Strikes Back, but they redid it in 3D animation instead of the old school animation. But it's the exact same movie. It's still good. I mean, it's the same movie. It's literally, I watched it. It's the same movie. It's just they redid all the animation, and so it's still good. Holds up. Like,
the only other one I remember like crying hardcore at was I forget. Was it Entei?
Pokemon the movie 2000.
Is that the one? I thought 2000 was Lugia.
It might have been. I don't remember.
Yeah,
then it's the
I
third
think
one.
But
It's Pokemon
it's
3.
called
It's
something
Pokemon
else,
3
yeah.
if it's the Entei one.
Yeah, I
Third
think
one
it.
was- Yeah, 2000 was the second one, I believe.
Okay. Yeah, 2000. I remember somewhere I have the, yes, 3 is the one with Entei. Somewhere I have the special unknown card you got at the movie premiere of Pokemon 2000.
Oh, yeah.
I have one of those too.
I probably have it.
I believe it's in my mom's garage.
How garbage of a title is that, though? Pokemon,
Pokemon
the movie
2000.
2000. Oh yeah.
English.
Well, you
2000
know, it's
was
definitely
Lugia.
called something else in Japan.
And then there's also,
maybe.
I want to say there was like an Entei promo that came with the third movie.
Also,
that I
Ellie's
also
here.
have.
Hi, Ellie.
What? Ellie's here.
We
said
were
you
late,
were.
so
Hello.
I guess she made it.
All right.
But yeah, I just was like, come on, why?
Oh,
But
are
then I
y'all
was
ready
also
for the
That is just what they do.
y'all ready for the literal translation of the Japanese the Pokemon
Oh,
movie
yes.
2000?
Give it to me.
Yes,
Let's go.
please.
Pocket Monsters the movie, the Phantom Pokemon, Lugia's explosive birth.
That
Yeah,
sounds,
like a
the
Japanese
Japanese
title.
movie. Yep.
That sounds like every DBZ game that isn't one of the flagship titles.
Yes.
I love when they just put
Absolutely.
that like mini book up as a title. They're like, listen, we want you to know exactly what you're about to watch or experience based off of the title of it. Oh,
Like I think
gosh.
what was it? Was it
I love it.
which freaking DBZ game? It was like Sparking Meteor or something like that, but it had like all this other stuff around it. I don't remember, but it's like, guys, you didn't have to put a whole ass haiku in the title. Like, you gotta paint this entire scene with just
like,
the title of the game / movie / whatever piece of media.
at like the very end of Pokemon Masters, like right before Ash fights Leon, Professor Oak tells him a haiku. I think it's right before. It might be right after. Anyways, Professor Oak does a haiku. And I was like, I wonder how hard that was to write that as a haiku in both Japanese and English. Because they wanted it to be a haiku in both. I'm like, I wonder how much like the writers struggled and how different the Japanese, text is. Like,
Right?
Words,
They're probably
literal word
completely
translations
unrelated
from what they were
Anyway,
like,
my favorite
dude,
point.
it's going to be really hard. That or Professor Oak
Oh
said
man,
Japanese wasn't a haiku and they
What?
just didn't care.
sorry. The Japanese names of the legendary birds are kind of Fire, Freezer, and Thunder.
Oh, yeah, you didn't know that?
Now, Weak.
Look,
Yeah, there's some names we changed for the better.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say the English names of Pokemon were not just changed so that they were easier to pronounce, even though many of them are not.
Yeah, right.
They were changed for a reason.
Well, like, for example, Meowth in Japanese is Meowth.
Yeah.
Well, that's because the
I was like,
for
it works.
cat-
It still
I mean,
works.
yeah, cats in Japan are like Nia.
Yeah.
But that's not a thing for us.
Yeah.
in
Psyduck,
America.
Koduck, Meryl, Mariru. Which just sounds
Oh,
kind of
Patrick's doing
racist.
the thing, I think.
Doing the thing?
Oh, no.
Oh.
Okay.
No, I was just checking the stream. It's too late. We've already been voice live the whole time,
No.
so I can't do the thing.
So,
I'd have to like go mute you guys and pretend this is the very beginning. And if we weren't super late, I'd still do it because it's a great bit. But we're super late, so
We are
fuck that.
super
We'll
late.
just go face live right now.
Face live!
It's us.
Oh my gosh, it's my face.
It's
Hi,
faces.
guys. Are we
How
actually face
unfortunate.
live appropriately? Yes, it is. Good job, Patrick.
Yeah. Apologies for the lateness. Streamlabs decided to fucking explode, and I had to redo a bunch of stuff. So, and I'm still bad at this, so I don't know how to like go live and be fixing a screen that we're not on. Which you would think that's the thing I could just Google. Ooh, thanks, Ellie. Appreciate the Prime sub. Big hearts.
big heart.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
thank you,
would think
Ellie.
that's a thing I could just Google, but either I haven't or I have and it didn't work. So, yeah, we had to wait a bit so that you guys didn't have to just watch me screw around with the things and whatnot, and also I didn't risk freezing my computer like it did before when I used to mess with Streamlabs.
Oh
while
my
we were live.
god.
So,
Yeah, when we were live and it would just freeze. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, so
that's
like-
fair.
touch something and it would just be like, eh. But anyway,
that was a bummer.
Anyway, yes. I guess Dave.
recap
you-
time.
Yes,
Cool.
please.
Let's do a recap. Let me scroll to the appropriate area so I can actually do this. Okay,
Mhm.
let's see. Last time we picked up inside the it wasn't really a mine. I guess it was the secret area by where the mine was, right? Anyways, where the the skeleton dance slash fight happened. We pick up in there. I still didn't have a shadow, which was alarming, to say the least. And we decide we're gonna try and cross that like river because there's that like narrow kind of land bridge area, and we could maybe fit. And Sam's gonna hammer some pittons into a wall, make a rope bridge, basically, so it's easier to get across, and that way it's far less likely that we'll be swept down this current that's very strong. So he successfully gets across, successfully makes this rope bridge. When he's crossing, Lami hears this weird noise, and she goes to investigate, and she sees a weird shadow thing with glowing yellow eyes. It's like on the ceiling looking down at her. She's like, Alden, is that you? And then it is very much not. So it goes back up into the ceiling and kind of hides. And then as Sam tries to come back to us, we see that the shadow thing is above him, and then it kind of goes away. Then it's like, okay, well, we'll go to cross back because we all need to go over there because he told us what was over there. There was like those green fire braziers, whatever things I want to say. The green fire
Yeah.
stuff.
We don't want to call them sconces because,
Yeah, because then Sam will try and rip them off the wall. That's why I said brazier, because I couldn't think of a better word. Anyway, so I go over there, and they're going to watch my back essentially while I go do that. And they see the shadow thing, and Sam hits it with an arrow. So it goes back up. And then right when I get all the way, like I'm about to go fully across, I have those like intrusive thoughts that are going to be like, hey, just jump into the water. Just jump in the water. And luckily I don't. I don't let
It'd
the
be
intrusive thoughts
so
But-
funny.
yeah. So I get all the way across, and then the shadow thing tries to grab me again, and I get to use my super awesome cloak. Thanks, Clint. That was a great gift. And I basically push it straight back up to the ceiling, which was fantastic. And then Lamia goes across next, and she gets across okay. Sam goes across last, and it is on the other side now, and it charges him. and I stop it with Magic Rocket. I wrote Magic Rocket in my notes because I wrote in our little chat. It's not Magic Missile because missiles miss and rockets rock. So yeah, Magic Rocket. I need to rename the spell on my spell list. Anyways, I'm able to stop it. Sam gets all the way across, and we realize, hey, we need to like stay together so that thing doesn't try and keep grabbing us. We check the door that's on the other end that's got the green fire, and thanks to Sam's luck, we disbelieve the illusion that's on it because I totally failed the will check to disbelieve that. But Sam has that luck roll, so he was able to use his will save and give it to me, basically. So,
and actually, there was no door; it was a wall.
Yeah, it was a wall. I figure out it's a door. I was like, it looks like a door, should go here, but it is a wall. And then we realize, oh, it is in fact a door. So we go inside into this incredibly opulent, super fancy bed chamber. It's got the pedestal with the big, glass city encapsulated on it, and tons of other riches and silks, and a really fancy bedspread that Lamia decides to take, even though that is potentially unadvisable due to the questionable cleanliness of this thing. But when we get in there, we meet Shaluvi. We don't know it's Shaluvi at first, though. But it's this weird old guy with lots of grass and flowers and stuff. But because all three of us play in another campaign with Patrick, we all were like, is it? And then when he introduces himself as Shaluvi, we were like, yes! Because we've all met him before in a different campaign.
Our audience does not know anything about Shaluvi, unfortunately.
But we were super excited. So we thought it was great. But he is really cool. And
Ellie calls him Marshmallow Dad. That's enough.
Incredibly powerful influence. His incredibly powerful magic to cure me of the influence. I mushmouth that of Vladimiri in exchange for me being in his debt later. He says he'll send a messenger with what he needs from me. Suitable hero's journey style stuff. We have a really nice chat with Shaluvi, I think, anyways. And then he goes to leave, and we kind of warn him about the shadow thing, and he changes his form from being a hunched old man covered in grass and flowers and stuff to a big, large bear made out of moss and leaves with stone and wood spines. And that shadow thing's in trouble because I wouldn't want to mess with that. After he leaves, we go a looting.
I'm pretty sure it said like hell no or something like that, right?
Yeah, it was like, nope. Gets out of there. Thanks for putting that in the chat. So we find a bunch of different kinds of wine, find some cool magic stuff, and we realize that the city in a bottle thing is actually an illusion. It's not huge on this pedestal. It's like regular snow globe size. I say regular snow globe size. It's large snow globe size. Regular snow globe is like the size of my microphone, and I'm sure it's bigger than that. But and we hear a lot of voices from the snow globe, and then we decide it's time to Pompeii this thing with wine. So as we get started, I'm like, I'll do it. I take the really fancy, nice Alsani gold wine, and I start doing it, and I really start to falter and struggle with it. And Sam steps up and helps me kind of just finish this thing off. Lamia turns away and covers your ears because the sound of millions of people dying, or thousands of people dying, it's thousands, right? 69,000.
Yes.
69, yeah. So thousands of people
69,420. Or no,
is
not that. Is 6,000.
69, yeah.
Yeah, 69.
So yeah, thousands of people still. Very, very tough thing. As we finish that up, we were like, let's leave. Vladimir continues to harass us vocally on our way out. We just try to ignore him. I kind of lose my cool and snap at him for a minute, but Sam's like, no, let's just leave. And so we do. We go to a place in the actual mine where Shaluvi told us to check it out, and we find this really cool pearlescent metal ore. And as we leave, we decide to go south and make camp so we can kind of figure out what our next plans are. And we see a big smoke even further south, and we decide to push on and get really fatigued and tired to check out whatever this cause of the smoke is. I'm assuming fire, since where there's smoke, there's fire. But then right as we get there, we find Kamal, and he's on the side of the road and looking very dead. And we cut it right there before we could have too emotional of a time. Hey, channeling my Pokemon the movie, I'm gonna be real upset about this too. So,
all right. Anything anyone else wants to add before we continue?
No, he got the Shaluvi part telling us about the ore. Oh, the one part that gets me that I kind of want to say is, when we went into the skeleton room is like, it wasn't like good job the heroes, but yay for the heroes in like very sad.
Ah, yes, the chorus of sobbing voices singing your praises.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
was rough.
That Mirror's trying to mess with us.
I'd say he successfully messed with you.
Yeah, I mean he got under my skin, got me to be upset about stuff. But
But otherwise, I think you got everything else pretty good.
Okay. We jump back into it. You see,
And
you
snail
recognize,
pole's going up.
perfect. You recognize the figure on the side of the road, slumped against a tree as Kumal. The immediate things you notice before you even like run up or do anything else. The way you can tell that he is in such bad shape is because you see what is obviously an arrow. You see like the fletching, sticking out just right in the chest. You see his right hand is kind of like flopped on the ground, and you can see that he is pretty much missing almost his entire index finger, half of the middle finger, and the tip of his ring finger, like something cut straight across the fingers. And you can see on. Well, you're looking at his right side, so that's pretty much all you can see from there. But you can otherwise just kind of seems kind of slumped over, and there's a lot of blood and kind of mess across his face. He doesn't look like he's moving or breathing.
well, I will run
Sam,
over there
is he?
immediately.
It's not my
Um,
friend. No,
But you can check if he's still alive.
yeah, it looks like Eli's handling that. Said Eli ran over to him, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
I will do it immediately.
You two just hang back, or you go with it?
No,
I'll
I-
go because I think I know a little bit more than Eli in healing, but I don't know if that's true or not.
Okay, so since
I'll
those,
go and
I'm
check.
actually gonna keep an eye out.
Since heal is a wisdom-based stat, I would imagine that you do.
Go ahead and do a perception there, Lamia.
Mhm.
You both run, the other two run over, and you can see Kamal's face. You can see like some mud and like dirt and like just like spattering of blood across it. You don't really see a lot of wounds across his face as much, but what sticks out is his right eye is missing completely. Like there's this raw, like kind of swollen. You don't really know right off the top of your head like what kind of damage, but there's you could tell there's no eye in that socket, and you can see that there's still a lot of damage to the other one. It's like bruised and really swollen, and there's like open sores and like wounds and things on it. You can see there's like it looks like he had some kind of bandage or cloth or something kind of that he put over his eyes, but it's partially fallen down his face. You can see that other than the arrow in his chest, there is also. Let's see. He appears to have a gut wound. First guess would be an axe, just from like the depth and like concentration of it. Doesn't look. It's not long enough to be a sword. It's not like a stabbing blow. It's like a big, hefty, gaping wound in the gut. You can see something's kind of smeared across it. You can see his left hand he's like clutching what appears to be like a wad of bandages that are like covered in blood. You can see some kind of like greenish poultice was put on them. Maybe something he was holding to the wound but fell unconscious or expired. And you can see that he has a tourniquet that is tied on his left leg. That's like the full expanse of the wounds there. Now that you guys have a good look at him, Lami, you don't immediately see anything else. You're just kind of looking. You can still see the smoke rising in the distance, but nothing else. Back to you.
I'm sorry, I'm trying to figure out how to spell tourniquet. Okay, got it.
Yeah, I didn't know how to spell it either.
Tourniquet.
You don't have the Evanescence song stuck in your head all the time?
No.
Doesn't even know how to spell it.
Why would
I
they
do,
spell that in a
because-
song?
Yeah,
They don't spell it out, but it's part
that's
of the
why
song.
I wouldn't know how to
Is
spell it.
tourniquet something something?
Or anyway,
Ruining the moment. So,
Uh,
anyway.
Heal check not needed. He's dead. But
He looks
I mean,
dead.
okay. I'm still gonna roll a heal.
So same, you go over and start trying to examine him, see if he's breathing, if you feel a pulse, anything. Go ahead and roll a heal.
27.
Yeah, you go over, you touch the throat. He's cold to the touch. Hand on the chest, like feel over the mouth and nose. Don't feel any breath. Like your hands are pretty cold. You're trying to warm him up. You don't think he's there, but you're trying to check every avenue to make sure you check like the radial pulse, check the breath again. You kind of adjust him just a little bit. Looking at the gut wound alone, the arrow in the chest, it's really hard to imagine he would have survived any of this.
Mm-hmm.
Just about it, as you're about ready to just look at Eli and shake your head, there's a slight movement. You look down at the wound in the chest and you see some blood still coming out. Kind of press your fingers around it, and you can feel there's like a little bit of a push of blood out of the wound. His heart is actually still beating.
Holy shit, he's
Barely
alive!
there. Like you couldn't even get a pulse really off of him.
I am like fumbling with the fucking. I have a cure thing, don't I?
I mean, you have the whatever you have.
Yeah. Give me 1 second. Let me.
If you have potions, you can try to feed him potion. If you don't have any potions left, you're gonna have to try to stabilize him.
Yeah, give me a second.
I definitely don't have any potions left because I had skeletons rummaging through my bag.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's still alive.
He's
I'll
kicking.
give my last Cure Light Wounds potion, and it is the special one.
Yeah, I think I used up all of mine because I was getting my shit wrecked.
So Lamia starts running over with a potion.
Yep.
She's not next to him right that second. So Sam, I need another heal check for you to see if you can keep him steady while she tries to administer this potion.
Sure.
Because he is... You guys arrived within, you think, seconds.
While he's doing that, I'm just going to grab Kamal's hand. The left one, specifically, since the right one is missing fingers. It seems rude to grab the hurt hand.
Come on.
Right.
No, left.
Okay, 14.
14.
I don't have
Okay.
anything to help with.
Right. Eli.
Yeah.
It has to be you. I need you to just roll me 1d20.
Okay. D20. Roll in.
Whew. It literally just needed to not be a 1.
Okay, good.
It was almost a 1.
It almost
Yeah.
rolled over there. I was a little worried. Okay. So you're able to kind of keep him steady. You know he's not really breathing, so when she comes over, pulls the cork off his potion and starts trying to pour this down his throat. You're having to, work it down his throat to get him to drink it, even. And takes, a couple of rounds pass, and you can finally feel the heartbeat actually pick up a little bit, and the arrow finally pushes out, like the back end of it pushes out, and you can actually hear the head of it go out the other side of him. Like it went in and broke, right? So it was a bad fucking wound.
Ugh. You want me to go ahead and roll the heal?
Yes, go ahead and roll the... Because either way, it's going to stabilize him, but...
Good. This was my last potion, and it was the special potion. And I have the note says +4 to mod, so is that sound accurate?
It's 4 to mod. What is the Cure Light or Cure Mod?
It was a Cure Light. But this was the potion I bought for 100 gold back at home.
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay. Damn it. Oh well.
6 hit points. Again, it's still magical healing, so it's still gonna work.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, you feel it pushes the arrow out. You can see some of the swelling and whatnot on like the left eye. Heals just a little bit. Otherwise, like you can definitely see the gut wound closes quite a bit too. But he's still in real rough shape. There is like a shuddered gasp from him. You can hear him actually breathe. It is the weakest, frailest squeeze on your hand, Eli. But it's more than what you felt before. Because, frankly, even like as they're working on him, you didn't get to feel the pulse or anything like that. Like his hand was stone cold. It felt like you were holding the hand of a corpse. But he squeezes a little bit. And you see like some movement on like the left eye a little bit. He coughs. Why am I alive?
We couldn't just let you die.
We got here in time, I guess.
I'm not a prisoner then.
No. You were busy being a corpse on the road.
Very busy. Don't go south. Look, there's a woman, Isla. She's powerful. Bandit like me. I know her. Came back to haunt me. She is magic in her blood, like you. Not shadows, is corrosion, like that water that dissolves gold. It's different. She's strong. She's heading this way.
Oh.
I don't know what you did. You should leave me. If she doesn't find me, then she's going to keep looking. I closed the wrong eye, but yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't think that's gonna happen, right, Eli?
Right, yeah, we're not leaving tonight. I'm like looking around, like trying to figure out like a good either, because obviously you don't want to move somebody who's this injured. Trying to figure
At
out
least
if we can make some kind of stretcher or anything, but I don't know anything about that kind of stuff. So I'm just looking around, futilely, like people often do when they're stressed.
I have to say this because I want it on the video, but Ellie says, "Bitch is a rust monster."
Rust monsters don't dissolve gold.
Yeah.
Anyway,
yeah. Fun fact: gold doesn't rust.
Well,
I could probably lift him easily enough, but would that be safe, Sam?
we need to keep him from being jostled too much. A lot of his wounds are still open, and anything like that can cause him to bleed, and he's teetering still. Right? I assume.
He's no longer on death's door, but he's in bad shape. If like too many rough bumps, if he's going to start losing hit points.
Yeah.
That's
what I assumed, but we could. Sorry, if you want to continue, you could.
If you're thinking, one of the other things you have noticed, that arrow that hit, you can see that he tossed you that bandolier. You can see he apparently had another one that he's wearing, and it went through one of the pouches. It hit him in the chest. There's a good chance it probably hit a healing potion. That may have been what saved him.
Yeah.
That is one of
fucking
those
shot
lucky.
Healing energy into
weirdly,
him.
yeah, like just the most luck you could possibly have.
I've been stabbed
In
and
an
healed at the
unlucky
same
situation, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a really inefficient way of healing.
Terrible.
Oh, hell. We could get, and we could try and make a stretcher, but at least, even if we don't carry him, something to drag behind us. That way we could move him away from this area quickly.
I mean, whatever we can do to have him not be here when she gets back, so we can come up with a plan that's not stand here and.
But the thing about
potentially fight
dragging
somebody.
is it would make a really obvious trail of where he went.
Right.
Jack, pouch on my belt. I have dust, tracelessness. Only one dose.
Well,
In this rain, it's not as effective. About 120 feet or so will cover tracks.
I'm pretty good as long as we're in the forest. I can keep our traces hidden well enough because of favorite terrain. I don't know if that applies. That applies basically just for me, but I'm sure
the
some
help
of that
probably
falls over.
the help probably wouldn't be a bad idea though, Sam.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you have any more healing potions so we can put it down your throat?
How is my face, eh?
Looks like you're missing an eye.
The rest of it, I know the eye is gone. But
You're a little rough, buddy.
does it will it look good with an eye patch, or am I
Oh, yeah.
completely screwed?
You'll be a dashing rogue when this is all done. Come on.
Like Lamia genuinely like looks around and kind of studies and is like, "Yeah, I think so."
Can I start? While they're fussing over him, I'm going to try and see if I can get some like saplings and things like that, maybe some limbs, to make a stretcher.
Yeah, you could definitely try. He's you see that you don't see Kamal's bow anywhere, but you know he has a machete on his belt. I doubt he would take issue with you using it, because it will actually help.
I mean, in theory, we have like tent material that would also. I'm sure there's enough stuff in at least a tent to.
I also have a very potentially nasty blanket.
Let me.
And a spear. I have a spear as well.
Through, sorry, I'm looking through my kits really fast too to see what else I've got.
Oh, I have silk. I have silk.
You do.
I mean, I've got.
So I probably don't need a whole lot. Just that silk, the spear, and something else to be on the other side.
Stuff to just checking.
Yeah, see if I can find something that will. I'm assuming that spear will be strong enough to use as a pole, right?
Yeah. I'm sure
Okay.
it would. Okay, so we'll have you roll. Are you just gonna go try to find something else?
Yeah, I'm trying to find. Mainly since I have that silk, that will probably be good enough to create a thing between the two.
Pretty damn strong.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So survival.
Yep, we'll do a survival for this.
Okay.
While he's doing that, Eli, keep close to him. I'm gonna keep a ear out in case anyone starts trying to come up on us.
Am I in the forest looking for stuff?
Yes.
I'm assuming.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
I want to make sure, but yeah. 31.
Yeah, you're very quickly you find materials. So yeah, you're able to find some stuff, get the spear out and the silk, see how tall he is. You're able to like easily make basically a stretcher, like a little gurney type stretcher.
Alright, I should, yeah. You should be able to move them pretty
Seems
good with
strong.
these. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
ready to roll them on it or move them to it? You gonna be
Yep.
okay?
Alley
hurt.
I guess. So yeah. Well,
Okay, Kamal, this might hurt a little bit.
I was gonna say, if you guys want to, you can pick him up, and I can slide it under them. So
Yeah.
that way you
I was
don't have
thinking
to
just roll
move
him
him
up
as
to it,
much.
yeah.
Yeah, that's gonna hurt way more though. Then if you guys can just lift him, I can slide it under.
All right.
So you guys do that. He's get him onto the stretcher. He puts the like wad of bandages that he had. It's like wet. He like puts it on. Just like ruined. I would argue with you, but I know it's meaningless. She need to move quickly. They have horses. but I don't know how long I was there.
Not long enough, apparently. Yeah,
Find
let's
that
get up and
potion
go.
that he said to use.
The covering
The
tracks.
dust of
Yeah.
tracelessness. It's not a
Yeah,
potion.
yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's
Well,
powder.
okay. Find that. I think it's best to do it right where we had a
Started.
yes, if that makes sense.
Mhm.
And then after that, Sam's ability to hopefully keep us from making too many tracks can come into play.
Yeah.
All right, we'll do that and we'll start
Well,
moving.
this changes some things. Do we want to try and head to that town up north now, or do we still want to start heading the direction we're going?
Well, first off, we need to get somewhere that we can make some kind of camp and bed down for at least a little bit because
Yeah.
as of right now, I'm in no shape to take on anybody
Yeah, me
if we
neither.
need to. So,
We
Let's see,
know
Jamal
he
is
doesn't want us
unconscious
going
now.
south.
well, yeah, we're not going south. He said they're south, so we're not going to go south.
Speaking of south, you hear whistling in the south, like loud, like a signal whistle.
Mm,
Seems far away, but you definitely hear it.
Mm-hmm.
let's go west, I guess. Well, that's not really. I'd actually much rather go back to that spot.
Oh, there
That
we are.
looks heavy.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was somewhere
Big
else.
No.
Yeah.
So if we go, because if we go east back towards that town, Ganhari, that's where our horses are.
We also got to cross this river, though.
Uh-huh.
That's in between us.
We're gonna have to do that tomorrow, probably. I doubt we're gonna
Yeah.
be able to do that today. So we'll have to go find somewhere we can shelter down
Okay.
that's close to the river that we can so we can cross early in the morning with your boat. Do that.
Yeah. All right.
I think going west would be smart though, because I don't want to go back towards the mine because that might be where they end up going towards to raid anyway.
Well, if we just cross under like east, we don't have to go anywhere near the mine. I'm not saying we go north enough to the mine. We
Yeah.
just cross under and go back to like the road over here where I'm motioning. Like cut under and go that way.
Well, let's start heading.
You're talking about doing that in the morning, so you don't have to cross the river, right?
Right, yeah. We cross
So
the
where are
river.
you going right now? Just
That's it.
to the river, or
That's what I was trying to figure out. Because if we go,
Yeah.
so hold on. We know they're 2 hours south, right?
mm-hmm.
If we go north towards the mine, it's very likely, like you said, in their reign of
Yeah.
where
Let me
they're going.
mark this for you.
Yeah.
So you know the smoke was roughly over here.
If we go this way, it's taking us away from where we want to go. And yeah, we can go to this town, but like we're gonna be traveling. That's 21 miles. We're gonna be traveling ludicrously slow. So we can probably get there. But then what are we gonna do once we get there is the problem. And I mean, we're still gonna be going crazy slow this way. That's 42 miles. It's also crazy slow that way. So the what is this? Menasak, that's closer. So it probably is better to go all the way here, just because it's way closer. So I think Lamia's idea of going west might be the winner here.
Well, it was Sam's. I was
Yeah.
just agreeing with him.
Well, I think Sam was just saying directions.
Well, east is a river, so
Yeah, I understand East is a river.
uh, uh, well, I guess if we can move, can we theoretically move to that one within this day, or would it be?
You could. You're all worn out, so
Yeah.
Okay.
you're gonna be making rolls again because that's gonna.
Okay.
Take...
Well, let's try. Let's try and say for medicines this hex, and try and find a safe location here. Sound like a good idea to y'all, or should we move?
Which hex are you going to? Or are you talking about
if
trying
we
to
just stay in the
you're
one we're on, but we're just gonna try and find a location we can be hidden in. I think is what he was suggesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe backtrack a little bit.
Tracker, and then Lamia, you've got survival training. Both of you give me survival rolls, and I can see if I can give you some insight on that plan.
Does this have to do with the forest, or is it something else?
For the forest stuff helps you here, I'd say.
Okay.
He did not add that +2 then. Oh wait, no, that was an earlier roll. Okay, never mind.
Yeah.
Thanks. Okay, so yeah, actually both of you make that check. You would know that staying in this hex effectively is going to be really risky if people do come looking.
Mm-hmm.
And even with that head start of like using the dust, he said it's going to cover about 120 feet. So that's going to help cover that area from being like the obvious place where he was sitting there for a long time and maybe your first few steps. But if anyone's actually organizing a search to look for him and they fan out, it's risky.
So,
like, obviously the further you go, the better. Because he couldn't have gotten far if they're looking for him.
If we go here where the G is, I say we actually try and make our camp right here in the middle of the water, because that's going to give us the best ability to determine if people are approaching from either side, right? Because they're going to have to splash to get across. So if, like, while we're asleep, while we're all tired, it's going to give us the best chance of detecting somebody catching us. Also, we're going to have to cut through water. It's going to be tough, but that way we're at least going to hopefully, like, shake off part of our trail.
Yeah, let's do that. That sounds like a plan.
Because, like, right in here or right in the, we're on the very bottom of the N or right in the loopy part of the G. This is how we can get as much water on either side of us as possible.
Okay. That plan?
Sure.
I can agree with that.
Rock and roll.
Okay, so you guys start heading that direction. It is obviously a much harder trek carrying an injured person, and the storm has picked back up, of course. It's very windy, it's very cold. Not the best footing. You're kind of in the middle of these marshlands with enough trees that you can still consider it a forest, but it's not easy travel. So this is going to take you, unfortunately, it's going to take another couple of hours to get that far at your slowed pace. Which I need 2 more Constitution checks from everybody.
Oh boy.
Endurance still helps you here.
There's
One.
the first one.
It's 4 plus 4. I had to look at what it was again. I forgot.
Yeah. The first one can affect the second one, by the way, so but we'll just do the math. It's no big deal.
Oh, okay. I just didn't want to roll until.
Oh, we're doing 2, right?
Yeah, he said 2.
Yeah.
I definitely felt that second one, but that's okay.
Yep.
Okay, that is... Oof. Okay, Eli failed that first one.
Oh no.
Yeah, every extra hour gets harder.
Yeah, and I've already failed the check, so.
Yeah, since you're all fatigued, it's even harder.
Yeah,
so, you're gonna take 5 more points of non-lethal.
Alrighty.
Lamia, you failed. 3 more points of non-lethal.
7.
Sam succeeded on the first one. And then Eli, DC goes up for the second check because it's an additional hour. Fortunately, nobody made the second check. DC 18.
Yeah.
For that last hour.
Womp, womp, womp.
Eli, only 1 more point of non-lethal. Lamia, 5 points of non-lethal. Sam,
Whew.
2 more points of non-lethal. Remember, if your non-lethal hits your current HP, you fall
Yeah.
unconscious.
Yep. I know all about that as a kineticist
Yeah.
in a different campaign.
Right. So, but with all that, I'm not gonna make you check to get across the river and everything. Just it's a part of the difficulty that you're having here. And thankfully, it's not like the full river is one of the tributaries, and there is a part where you can fjord it fairly easily. But nonetheless, you get on the other side, and even Eli with his Stygian trappings he's kind of sloshing for a little bit because it's raining and it's going through so much water. It takes them a while to shed all of it.
To get it all off.
But you guys finally make it to the other side, and I'm assuming Lami's going to aid in the survival check to find a good spot.
Yeah, I will try and aid.
Ultimately going to be Sam. We'll see if you get aided or not. You do.
I do!
Roll with an additional +2.
So 4 to.
Yep.
Nice.
Hey.
I love that next level of getting perks. Each additional thing helps.
Yeah, absolutely. So you think you find a pretty good spot where you can still hear the river pretty good. You have probably like get to the spot. You have Lamia like go over there and like, hey, go like. I know you're tired, but go stomp around in the river a little bit, like splash around. I'll see if I can hear it from here, where we can still be kind of hidden by the trees, and you kind of have to go back and forth and do all that. Now, there are a few pieces of bad news here.
Yeah, we tired.
Finding the spot is going to take you another hour.
Oh, that means another roll.
It is dark by now, and you guys are worn out, and it's harder, right?
Right.
Now, Eli, I presume at this point Eli is resting, not participating in the search. He's just waiting to figure out where you guys want to stay. So, Eli, you don't have to roll this one, but Lamia and Sam are going to need to do Constitution checks again.
I have just pulled my cloak over my head, and I found a rock to lay on.
Because you can't start setting up camp yet, so
yeah.
Otherwise, that'd be part of it. Okay, unfortunately, both fails. We're at DC 20 now. 2 for Lamia, 1 for Sam. Non-lethal.
Whew. I'm still okay.
But thankfully, it only takes you 1 check to find a spot you feel is good enough. And that's not just the fatigue talking, because you guys are... obviously, you're not... I mean, you guys are worn out, but you're not so worn out that you're just I have to lay down anything but this, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So it's not just the fatigue talking. You feel pretty secure about the spot you've gotten. Been able to, like, kind of check from, like, okay, if we... like a small fire, just to get a little bit of smoke, a little bit of heat for a little bit. Is that going to be too visible? Not really. We can disperse the smoke, plus it's raining, that's going to help. You know, like you're able to figure that part out. Get your spot together where you can hear. You're confident you can hear if something crosses the river, unless they're very, very, very good at being quiet doing it. And then, obviously, our last set is you guys have to set up camp. Which should be the last roll you have to make. But I do need another Constitution check from everyone. It's DC 20 for you, Eli. It is DC 22 for the other 2 of you.
Oh, I can never make that.
I have to roll a 19 or higher. Nope.
If you get a 20, then I'll just count it.
Oh,
Hey.
sure, sure, Panda.
Hey!
Sam is
Sam's
feeling
just crushing
inspired by the fact that you found a spot. I'll give you something for that nat 20.
So ready to go to sleep.
I'm going to give you something for that nat 20, but...
Okay.
So, yeah, it's the reason Sam is so inspired is while you guys were messing around with the river, a fish jumps out of the river and he fucking catches it in his hand. It's just like, oh! Did you see that? Like, you guys actually saw it.
I look at Shrill
So
Hawk.
you have a fish. he looks as surprised as a hawk can look. The bird eye just looking at you. So you have a fish. That's nice. You can like throw it in there and smoke that for a while. Yeah, you guys get camp set up. Obviously, you're not going to build a big fire. You're going to build a fairly small one that just kind of has some embers for a little bit of warmth if you huddle around it for a little bit. Something you can put the fish on. Yeah.
More non-lethal damage for me and
Yes.
Oh,
You guys
Eli.
are gonna take... Oh, yeah, I guess you guys are close, so it's going to matter.
I mean, there's no
Just
way you can
setting
pass
at
mine
10.
at least right now.
Ugh.
But
Just falls into
it will
10. Unconscious.
it will still matter because we won't heal all of it. So
Well, good thing, Eli, you took the 6 and Lobby only took the 1.
Oh,
'Cause
thank
I think
God.
she's closer than you are.
yeah, I was gonna say there's absolutely no way on a single d6 I could have hit. So
Yeah, it's just that last burst of effort where you're like kind of starting to settle in, and you're having that feeling of like, oh no, I've been sitting. If I have to get up now,
yeah,
and then they
the
come
worst
back and
thing you
Sam's
can do
excited.
when you're tired is sit down to rest for a minute and then be asked to do anything else.
Yep,
Yeah, your legs don't work.
it was a mistake. So just that Herculean effort of getting back to your feet and like going and breaking stuff out and making sure Kamal is not like fucking dead again or something. Like
Right.
pulling
Yeah,
everything.
Oh,
Just
that'd
like-
be awful.
Do that thing where you just kind of tap him on the side, like, "You're not dead, right? No, okay, good. Yep, there you go."
And that, yeah, that's the
It's
only
fine.
unfortunate piece is that you have to have some kind of source of warmth because he's so hurt
Yeah.
that like just leaving him in cold rain or even just like under a thing, it's like you know you can't do it without.
I will use, speaking of, I will use
Deteriorating.
prestidigitation to like dry him off once we get like a tent set up so he's in a dry area. I'll dry him all the way off of that instead of just letting the fire do it.
Yeah,
So I'll just prestidigitate him dry and then I'll collapse
You guys
in a
get-
heap somewhere.
bunch of wet shit over it so it's
Yeah.
not carrying smoke and crap everywhere and yeah.
I will use my
Um,
bedroll as a pillow instead of a bedroll. Because I'm too tired to get in a bedroll. Just like go to sleep.
So you guys finally are able to settle in and take your watches.
Yep.
So let me see. I think this is set up. I think I got the night watch thing set up properly. I don't remember because I haven't fucked with it since the last time we had to use it.
I believe it was Eli first, Lamia second, and then Sam last.
Sounds maybe right.
Eli by himself, who is absolutely wrecked.
Yep.
And then Lamia by herself, also absolutely wrecked.
Mm-hmm.
And then Sam with Sherlhawk, who is
I can
also
take the
wrecked,
first-
but he got a
Yeah.
fish.
Yeah.
I can take the first one if need be. I can trade with Dave
Up to you guys.
because I think we both want the highest amount, right? Yeah.
I mean, we both need to sleep in a continuous manner so that we can recover our spells and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you need the continuous thing in general just to get the benefits
Yeah.
of the rest. So
The point being is I can roll another endurance easily.
Uh-huh.
Like I still have health for it.
Okay. Well, then in
So-
that case, yeah, let's
Yeah.
swippy swap this time.
Okay.
Let me go to sleep immediately because yeah, if I fail one, then it's very likely I'll fall unconscious anyways.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. So-
I mean, I'm just thinking I have a strategic or
no, that makes sense because I mean, it's not going to be effort. I'm not going to make you necessarily roll again unless something happens.
yeah.
So, but it makes sense to like if somebody who can possibly stand it to be the first watch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So let me rerun that.
sorry.
So this time it's going to be it's Sam and Sherlhawk first. Mommy, you're still a watch too,
Yep.
and Eli watch
I know she's not getting all her sleep, but this one's technically
At
better
least
than
we're
ours.
outside.
Oh, thank God, I rolled good. Oh, good. It was you, Sam.
Oh, but we didn't roll an event. Oh, it was a 90. The event roll was a fucking 90. I know what that one is. That's fine. That's fine. Okay, so yeah.
A bunch of hot water nymphs come up and give us all healing potions. Is that what a 90 is?
No, I bet you it isn't.
Man,
Yes, the world may never know. But no.
Need an
You guys-
owl that needs to get to the center of a tits.
You guys are able
Oh.
to rest. And Sam, you and Sherlock stay up for a while, and you see Kamal's kind of fitfully. He's just uncomfortable because he's fucking banged up to shit. But you're hearing the night animals and stuff around. But thankfully, it seems somewhat peaceful. You don't hear anything come across the river, and eventually you swap off with Lamia.
Yeah.
Lamia's rest. Your watch. You get up. You're hanging out. It's just you. You don't have a watch buddy. But you are hearing a lot of just like sounds of the forest, which you're used to by now. It's usually fairly calming, but you're pretty sure you hear something in the water. And when you kind of go and take like a quick look out there just for a little bit, just trying to peek out behind a few things, you definitely see some stuff moving across the other side of the river, but they're moving away. Several figures in the darkness.
All right.
You hear some like voices and stuff. You got like a fucking 29. Yeah. You're barely hearing like people talking. You can tell they're probably talking at full volume, but the sounds of the water and stuff are making it really hard to hear. Rain and everything. You think you see some lanterns and whatnot. Like this is definitely a search party. You see off in the distance, like again, over across the river and everything, not close enough to you that unless you go and stand out in the open,
yeah,
they necessarily see you.
But affirmation that, hey, we did a good job going this way and choosing this spot.
You definitely see people on horses, and worse, you see dogs.
Oh, that is worse.
But they eventually disappear back to the east, the southeast specifically.
When I wake up Eli, I tell him, hey, there might be dogs around. Not now, but there were some like way far away over there. Just keep an eye out for that in particular.
Dogs are easy. You just make them deaf.
Yes, Ashen. That's why dogs are bad in this situation, because wet dog smell. Nobody wants to deal with that.
Yeah, totally. What dogs? I am just so tempted to talk about the Haitian Revolution right now, but I'm not going to.
Because
instead,
I'm very proud of you.
That when we wake up in the morning, if we can take our bathroom break, 'cause it's almost 10:30. Once we finish my watch.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, she switches off, tells you about that, and you keep an eye out. You're listening. On your watch, Eli, you definitely spot something that's not on the other side of the river. You spot a few somethings. Eyes in the trees. You hear the kind of grumbled speech. Oh, it's the troglodytes.
I was gonna say, is it trogs? All right.
Thankfully, they're too far away. You don't smell them.
Hey,
Thank all the gods.
Yeah, that's real nice.
But there's like a moment where you can tell they kind of look in your direction, and they see you, and there's just kind of there's like an understanding for a moment, and they go back up to the northeast.
Yeah, you go to the mine. It's yours now. Take it. I didn't want it anyways.
Just gave you that for your natural 20 there. But thankfully, yeah, they were pretty far away, so you don't have to burn your clothes. All right, cool. So you get through that. Nothing else in particular happens. You guys wake up in the morning. You will get the benefits of a full rest, so your fatigue is gone.
God.
Hooray.
Get some HP back and all the non-lethal's gone.
Yeah, you recover from your non-lethal damage.
Right. And level plus con is what we do for HP here, just in case anybody doesn't know.
Yeah, that's our homebrew rule. Normally it's just level, but I let them add their con bonus unless something crazy happens.
We lose all the non-lethal damage, right?
Yeah.
Or is okay.
Yeah, your non-lethal will be recovered in this case.
Okay, and Dave asked for a little break, so.
Well, yeah, it's almost 10:30. I figured this would be a natural stopping point before.
Yeah, because then we can come back at 10:30.
Yeah.
So we will be back in 5, y'all. I'll actually.
See everybody in just a few minutes.
To go to
Seen a
the
bit.
Lee screen. I'll actually turn music on now.
Oh yeah, they probably.
All right, we're back, everyone.
Oh shoot!
Yeah.
Oh no, I'm Eli.
Yeah, because
yeah.
things switch around whenever we turn off our video for some stupid reason.
Swappy doos.
There we go. That's fixed.
Yay.
Now it is fixed.
Okay, so I guess we wake up in the morning.
Yep. Maul is still in pretty bad shape. Go ahead.
This is a little better now.
Yeah, I know they can. I know Ashen. It's just I had a bunch of weird technical issues earlier, so a lot of stuff reset, and yeah, no.
Good old technical issues.
Yeah, there it goes. Trying to. I'll fix it later. But it's fine now.
Yeah, it's fine like this. Just all over the place. It's fine like this.
So during the night, I could have sworn I heard a search party, north-ish. Did you happen to hear any dogs while you were up, Eli?
No, I saw some of the truggies. And they looked like they were going back that way too.
Ooh, if we're lucky, they'll come kill each other.
Or at least distract each other and let us slip out the proverbial back door since we're gonna head west. So, based on the direction you were saying, I guess that's the best way to go now anyways. So that's not where they were headed.
I thought we wanted to cross the river and make our way.
Yeah, but you made an excellent point that the city to the west is a lot closer and we can't drag an injured man 40-something miles.
That is true.
So it's way closer.
Plus, I think that boat that I can make is sorry, I was slipping into there. Tractor. Fishing. Okay. Plus that there raft I can make. I think it could hold like us as a group, but I don't know if it can hold us and him.
It was 2 people on it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it can hold half of us and then half of us. So it's 2 crossings.
Mm-hmm. No, I mean, like if we're going for a long haul, because I
well,
leveled up.
We weren't. I thought we were just going
It
to.
only lasts for so long.
Yeah, we were just going to go across. We had, already figured out that we couldn't do that.
All right. But no, I can. I can do that again today.
Okay, well, if we need it, I mean, like I said, I think you were right, spot on the first time that west is the way to go because we got to get somewhere where we can actually have him treated, and the closest place is that city name that I struggle to pronounce.
Is it Bomb? Oh, no.
Munhunsaik.
Munhunsaik, yeah.
Munhunsaik.
Munhunsaik. The extra A's.
Munhunsaik.
They just messed with me. Anyway, so Munhunsaik, yeah, that's the closest place that we could actually get real treatment. It's 20-ish miles away from where we are now. That's probably the best bet. The real question is, do we want to risk going on the road, or do we want to keep trying to cut through the woods?
That's a good question. If they would try and block any more people further up there.
Yeah.
I
don't
wouldn't think
know.
so because the mine is right over here, but maybe they'll block off people from on-site trying to get to the mine.
Yeah, I don't know.
It
if
could
those
also be
blokes
looking
are
for
still
us,
around.
though.
Anyways, yeah, exactly. And I'm thinking the place they would check us is at the bridge crossing. So maybe we stay in the woods till we cross this area of the river over here, and then we can hook back up to the road, somewhere in there. Make it a little easier so we don't have to go the whole way.
You're good.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, we're totally good. That's
You're good.
definitely
Keep
what it's going to be. Yep.
So
Okay. Yeah, that might be for the
So
best.
yeah, we go northwest, we stay south of the road, cross the river, and then we can link back onto the road once we're past that crossing.
Okay. Sam, is you said your name was Kamal, right? Uh,
Yeah,
is
his name
is he good enough to just carry on my back, or
Uh,
should we keep carrying him in the stretcher?
I guess could I do a heal check to see if he's stable enough to be maybe moved a little bit more roughly?
I mean, you know, he's recovered a little.
Yeah, 21 miles.
It's probably not going to necessarily hurt him right away. It's just there's a chance, right? This is not even terrain and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Like,
I think
even as you guys are journeying so far, like there's been some spills and slips and like you step in like a spot that's like muddy or whatever and foot sinks down into it. Like there's a lot of opportunities to like drop him or him hit something or whatever, right? It's a really rough walk.
so. We could try. We could keep using the stretcher, but we might just have to take it slow. Like we're not in a rush to get. Like we don't want to be seen. We don't want to get caught. So we might just take our time and move very carefully and take extra time to find a nice place to rest down. You know, this next night.
Yeah, I think that's
Because we don't want to try and rush and get caught. You know, we don't want to try and like moving at speed to get out of here is a great idea, but we honestly can't do that.
right. That's what I'm saying. I think that's a good idea. We just go low and slow for now until we cross the river. Then maybe we can try and pick up our pace. But I just don't think it's safe to like move super quick with him until he's at least a little bit better, right?
Yeah. At least he can at least, you know, help himself. Because basically, like you talk about carrying him on your back, well, you like lash him to your back. You know,
I mean,
you
I
could wrap
have.
him up in the silk and make a cocoon for him and slap him on there. And by the time we get there, he'll emerge as a beautiful moth.
I was just asking because that would
You
be.
hear a rustle in the trees to your kind of northwest.
Ah, shit.
And a voice says, "Oi, oi, hey, you're the people Kumal knew."
Yeah.
Who goes there?
You see three men that you kind of recognize. That you think they were in Kamal's group, approaching through the trees. They all have arrows knocked, but like as you guys are like, you know, peaceful, you don't immediately snap to weapons whenever they
Right.
put those away. Hey, he told you what's to the south, yeah?
There's people that we
Ilya?
don't want to mess with. Yeah.
Yeah.
Isla.
Isla.
Like a tiny island or something.
Okay, that's how I'm gonna spell it.
Fucking scary bitch. You don't want to go that way.
Did y'all get
That wasn't
separated
our-
from him?
Did he make it? Is he alive? Artie starts going over to Kamal, who's still unconscious right now.
Yeah, we found him. He was barely
Holy shit.
checking.
Yeah, he told us to make a break for it, and we looked back, and he's fucking gone. I think he covered the retreat. I didn't think
looks
he
like
could
it.
go toe-to-toe with her like that.
Wise decisions were never his strong suit. Now,
We were going to head towards Monhansike.
I'm
Try
gonna
and get him
come-
some care, unless y'all
Yeah.
y'all have some things about you that you could help him with.
No, we had some potions. We got some like poultices and stuff to keep him from getting infection, but I mean, we could get we were headed that way ourselves, but we just got up a few hours ago and were looking around to make sure we weren't being tailed and saw you guys.
Well, I'm glad y'all found us and not somebody else.
Right. We could
They're a
definitely
little easier to find from the west.
use some help with the moving then.
You know, it'd be easier as a group. Have more eyes, because two of us are going to be carrying him.
Yeah, well, there's 6 of us. There's 3 others at our camp on the west end over there near the other tributary. We
Okay.
could group up if you want to go together. Right now, the group of other guards that were on the west end, we ambushed them first. We managed to take out a few of the parties of them before we ran into Isla.
Well, safety
Yeah,
numbers for sure then.
I agree. Last night, the last time I thought I saw the search party was down that way. So we might be okay-ish, but...
So we might be in the clear. Takes a pouch off his side, walks over to the east and starts throwing some of that dust of tracelessness out. Mm-hmm. Maybe for now, at least.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the other bandits is like, well, I don't want to be the one who's raining on the parade, but we are in Setsegia. Bad joke. You guys are...
Oh, because it's always raining.
Yeah. The other guy goes, I thought it was funny. But you guys are not bandits. Yeah? You have, like, a legitimate business?
Legitimate enough, yeah.
I mean, yes.
Probably
But
not
we're
good
all-
for you to travel with bandits, you know, in the open unless, like, you know, you won't be spotted.
I'm sure y'all are just hired guards,
Merchants,
right?
just like us.
Yeah, you're
As long as
Hired
you're not going to
merchants
get...
with wanted posters.
Yeah, that's what I'm
We
saying. As long as you're not
know people.
going to get arrested on the way over there in the woods by a bear or something, I think we're okay until we at least get some distance to the west.
Yeah, we can get into the city. It's just, you know,
Well, thank you for,
word gets around.
I guess, looking out for us on that. But let's just say we've had our our run in with bandits and even converting bandits.
Also, surviving right now is more important than my reputation.
yeah.
But just didn't know if you had something else to be doing.
Not dying is really high on my list.
That
You'd be
helps a lot,
surprised how many other things there might be that are underneath not dying. It's like right up here, way up there above the tree. Say I'm shooting an arrow. No, I'm kidding.
I might hit the ground.
Right.
Technically, we do, but I think in good consciousness, we want to make sure that we can get Kamal to safety before we try and do anything else.
Yeah, that's all. Not dying is really the priority. Yeah.
Nods. Okay. Well, we'll start. We're back light. It won't take us long to break camp. Just go to your west and we'll group up.
Yep.
Okay.
Start breaking camp.
Cool. So now that you guys haven't been adventuring all day,
Yes.
it does. You don't have to make any rolls to break camp and keep adventuring.
Sounds good.
You guys got all your stuff taken down. Start heading west. You're a big enough group. A lot of these guys are experienced trackers. I'm not gonna make you make a bunch of rolls to keep progressing. The question is, they did say that they took out the people working for Modrek on the road that were watching that road. So do you want to take the road, or do you still want to be a little more incognito?
Let's say let's take a road. I mean, that may sound like
Because you know it'll be an
An
easier way
obvious-
across that tributary.
Yeah.
So-
yeah.
Yes.
Mhm.
Plus, they're
Um,
bandits. Like, if we find somebody with a cart, we could just rob them and take the cart.
Oh my god!
I don't believe that is the direction we're going to go with this one, bud.
No.
Okay.
However,
I mean, pay them for the cart.
Yeah,
right?
I say we go for the road then. Because
Sam has immediately, like, in survival, like, nope, bandit now.
our priority, our
Just
priority is still
Sudden
look,
alignment
first off,
switch.
Yeah,
we,
that's exactly
we don't
what
we
that is.
don't rob them of their cart. We compensate them for their cart. We might have to
Hmm.
compensate them by force, which is take this money. We're taking this cart. No, we're not. Yes, you are. And it's just like I paid you triple what it's worth. Bye bye. But yeah, we're not gonna just steal from them.
So I guess we're heading to the road.
Yeah, because we'll be able to move faster. Is the main
Okay.
thing. And actually, probably easier. I mean, like we'll
Yeah,
make not even
carry
necessarily
him.
faster, just we'll make better time if we're on a road.
Well, yes,
Absolutely, you will.
We 100% will.
Like with the same amount of carefulness, I guess.
Yes, travel speed on the road is like almost double what it is through those just like
Yes.
woods. The woods.
Even in the crappy, Setsegia weather and terrain, you're still gonna get like you're gonna be at half speed rather than like less than a quarter. So you guys will make it in 1 day's travel up to there. Along the road, you don't run into any particular trouble. You do see a few, not even really like wagons or anything. You see just more like there's like a few groups of people that are just kind of walking and traveling. Like they're fairly small groups. They're armed, and there's not like a lot of dialogue. They're just like they see that you guys are just kind of passing. They see you guys are armed and stuff too. They're kind of one of them will just be like, "They're heading to Manhan Saik."
Yep.
Came from along the road.
I was gonna say,
It was clear.
as we're going this way, is there anything else down this way, like that
Trouble.
we could be heading to?
Trouble, I'm sure.
Oh,
But
okay.
Was the road clear?
Not particularly, no.
Oh, they're kind of looking at each other. How did you get through?
We went around the road.
Oh, fuck. It's still bad.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, well, we're going to observe, see what's going on.
Yeah, ran into some troglodytes, ran into some other more untasteful people. Yeah.
There's like a robed woman kind of in the group, and you say troglodytes, he looks a little confused. She's the cave dwellers. They smell terrible. They will
Real
eat
bad.
us.
Just absolutely the worst.
They would eat us and our dogs. They're horrible. Well, good thing we didn't bring the dogs. We brought weapons.
Oh.
But we're just going to look. So.
What kind of dogs? It's just immediately like what? A dog?
He's just kind of stares and goes, trained ones.
Oh.
Safe travels.
You too.
They've obviously kind of guarded enough that like they'll talk to you, but they're like,
I
don't
don't
know.
know about y'all. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's honest the same. More about
but anyway,
bird person.
you guys get that far. If you like, you can hustle for an extra hour to get a little bit further along. That means, of course, if you are forced to do any other stuff, you're going to start making those rolls again.
I don't like
No.
making those rolls.
No,
you just set up camp and
the
deal
hustle's
with
not going to get us to the city, right?
Yeah.
Not quite. It'll get
Okay,
you about
so
the,
yeah, then
about the
it's not-
outskirts, which is
Yeah.
safer, but not totally safe.
I think it's not worth the hustle at that point.
I think I'd rather set up a better camp,
Yeah.
or find a better place, or use that time a little more
Be
wisely.
decently rested, not be fatigued. Yeah.
I can go try and gather some, wild onions or whatever grows out here. Whatever I learned in that book that I tried to read about flora and fauna of the area.
I mean, yeah, you could do like a quick thing. Normally, if you're
Yeah, that's an hour.
feeding
or so,
everyone,
right?
it cuts your time in half again. Which
Yeah.
I know you were mostly trying to move, but
Yeah.
So you guys set up, camp again, recover some more of your hit points.
Heck yeah.
Right.
And let's see if we
Level plus
get
one.
anything special this time.
Yes.
Or
Um,
are you not doing a roll?
I'm not doing a roll this time.
Oh, okay, okay.
Not
We got
from
enough
the road.
people.
Mhm.
Okay. I'm gonna still take a watch, the normal watch I have, but if they're doing a watch as well,
Yeah,
I'm gonna chit chat with them.
yeah, they'll,
Well,
they'll
yeah,
join in on
you and I can swap back too. I'll take
Yeah,
first, you take last again. We'll switch our watches back.
I think since we're not doing a roll, doesn't matter a whole lot, but yeah.
No,
Just
but
for-
I'm just saying,
It'd be
we'll
good to know, just in case
We'll
something
switch
happens.
our watches back.
But yeah, I mean, you guys, a couple of them are up on each of them, pretty much. Except there's one of the bandits. There's 6 of them. 5 of them are male. There's 1 female in the group. One of the males, you can tell, is like he's somewhat injured, so they let him rest all the way through. Most of them are just kind of banged up, bandaged, but they seem fine. Let's see. Was there anything specific you wanted to chit chat about? Any RP you wanted to have, Sam, or were you just
no? Just
you're gonna talk.
Bill's report. Rapport. Thank you.
Rapport, yeah.
I don't know these damn French words with their silent T's, and double O's.
There's only one O in that.
Yeah, there's one.
What, Rapoot?
There is a silent T, you're right, but there's still only one O.
RAOP.
2 P's.
There's 2 P's, but
OPP.
You guys chill. Let's see, it's Lamia.
Yep. This is the bad part.
Thankfully, you are resting outside, which is real nice.
Yep.
But you can't help but notice last night and even today you feel a little lethargic. You thought it was just because you were so exhausted from everything else, but you're starting to feel like you're not recovering quite as well. Like, it's not you're not seeing, there's no mechanical thing happening there. It's just a feeling where you're just like, man, I don't feel like I have as much energy as I feel like I should, even sleeping outside. There were still a few times you were kind of tossing and turning a little bit. You're not really sure what changed. But with your restlessness, with actually getting a watch eventually, you see the other bandits and stuff that are over there. They periodically check on Kamal. He's in and out. He occasionally kind of wakes up very briefly. He talks somewhat. His conversation with you guys, you got like the last of his like healthy energy for a bit, because now he's barely conscious most of the time when he's up. He's kind of slurring his words a little bit. You can tell he's not slipping away or anything. He's just worn out.
Right.
Because his body is in full recovery mode. You hear, the bandits and stuff talking, and like they're trying to be like kind of encouraging to him, and they're like kind of giving him shit a little bit. They're just trying to make stuff seem normal. They're not great at it. You can tell it's a little forced. They're not like accustomed to bedside manner. Not all of them. Some are better than others, but Sam, obviously, you noticed this too. But one of the things you guys hear them talk about while he's asleep, when they're kind of chatting amongst each other, is like there's a definite sorrow. One of them's just like, it's bullshit. He was such a good archer, but like he can't. And the woman's just like, don't say it. No, but he can't do it anymore. He's missing all the right fingers for that. He's missing an eye. He'd have to relearn everything. And she's like, and he probably will. I mean, because he's alive, he has time to do that. He's like, do you see his other hand though? It's wounded, but that will heal. Yeah, not correct. I don't know. I don't know how he's going to deal with. He spent a lot of time on those skills, It's just an answer.
Can I chime in if I'm hearing?
Sure.
This
is probably about the period when you guys are about
with
to
an archer with one arm. Anyway, so.
I don't know if Sam knows this, but I know this. That there's more than one way to draw a bow. A fun fact, because I did archery for a while as a hobby. I loved it. I always consistently shooted very high on the target, and I was knocking between these 2 fingers. And one of the guys that was teaching me was like, "Hey, just try and do like it on top." Just let it ride. Don't have one on top. Just have it on below. Like, okay, I did that, and it was like dead on. I was like, what the fuck?
I mean, these guys are also practiced archers. Like, they know that.
Yeah.
But he has to relearn it. Yeah. Right.
But there's things like thumb drawing is what I was going to mention, and I don't know if there are mechanical releases in this one. Probably not.
No,
but
there's definitely not.
Okay,
but definitely not.
I want to help him out so bad and be like, well, what if there was something that you could put around his wrist and, just have his arm draw it back and maybe a finger could, I don't know, release it. Like try and, because crossbows work that way. Yeah. Crossbows exist. That
is a different skill set, though.
Yeah, yeah.
So if you start having that conversation with them, which is fine.
Yeah.
And they kind of, you guys both give me a sense motive, actually, as you're kind of talking. Just being like, hey, well, there's other ways to do it. There, you can do this, and they're like, yeah, we've seen those before. And you're kind of talking to you about it. 15, the same.
I can't see it.
16. It's not quite enough for a hunch, but they're not super hiding it very well. You can tell that there's they're kind of humoring you. Like, there's something they're not saying about this. And they don't bring it up. They just they'll just talk with you about it, but they don't, whatever that other element is, they don't say anything else. They're just like, there's some options.
Is this? I mean, this is a hunch that I'm asking. I guess the only other thing that they could be saying is his ability to lead as a group, or as a person, being skilled as a leader. But I don't know if that would be a thing they're talking about. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I don't know if that's just a hunch that. Well, I mean, it's like if somebody who's a leader because they are powerful themselves are no longer as powerful, why should they still be the leader?
I mean, yeah, that's generally bandit hierarchy.
Yeah.
And the thing is, he's not just missing the fingers, he's also missing an eye.
Yeah.
You got against two missing eyes. No.
That's a lot of adaptation to do when your primary skill set is ranged attacks. And if he were a military leader or something like that, that's okay, a few months, he can ramp back up. He can learn to shoot different. He can learn to adjust and compensate for the fucked up depth perception to an extent. But a few months when you're supposed to be in the lead of a group that is all about the strongest being the leader, probably not going to work.
Yeah. He's had tons of experience, and that's got to count for something on tactician type things. He probably knows things. He's been doing this as a leader for a while, right? So even if he's on a back burner, he, a great advisor to have at least,
Yeah, of course. And eventually the woman speaks up. She's just like, it's not the big problem for us. Just, we have to go back to where we started, and some people there may not have the same experience we had. It will be another fight he has to win. A lot less advantages.
Well, I need to talk to Eli about something. Whenever he gets up.
Well, it's your turn to watch, so good night.
Yeah. Alright, Mom. Drillhawk, what do you think?
That you.
Squad.
Puffs up a little bit. Walks around. Probably said something, but
I don't have it.
You don't have it on right now or whatever. Yeah. There's a moment where you think oh, I think he's trying to talk to you, but then he realizes that you don't understand him, so he just goes back to what he was doing.
I'm sorry, buddy. I didn't mean that to be mean.
He was like, oh, this is regular talking. Okay, yeah. Go find a bug. But
yeah, continue.
Yeah, night passes. Lamia, back to you.
Yep. I'm not feeling super good.
You're trying to sleep. You are restless. Even more so than yesterday, even though you feel healthier than you did yesterday. And every time you drift off, it's like something snaps you back awake. You don't. It's like whenever your brain won't just turn off, but it's worse. It's like you start having a dream, and something in you is afraid of it, and that probably bothers you to an extent. With as much as you've experienced, how are you afraid of going to sleep? Whatever it is, it's just a dream. You know. Eventually, the exhaustion overtakes whatever anxious reaction you're having. And you find yourself once more in a grove of tall trees. The scent of delicious food surrounding you on all sides. You don't see the things in the woods giving off these tantalizing aromas, but you hear them and sense them scratching beneath the earth for nuts they buried, eating roots and herbs. You hear the racing of their blood as they realize they are near a predator. That anxiety that they shouldn't be where they are, that they are in danger. There's a part of you that can't quite help but feel a little excited at the fact that you know they're afraid of you. And if you so chose, you could have a meal of any of them. But that's not why you're in this grove today. You're here because this is what's been bothering you. It's too fucking dark. This grove is supposed to be lit by the stars and the... Where is the goddamn moon? People call it a new moon because it's dark? That makes no sense. It's missing. And it should be lighting up this area. This, you don't know what this place is. Somewhere maybe deep inside of you somewhere. In your head, just a dream reflecting something. Who knows? That's for philosophers. But what you know is the moon should be in the sky. And that its radiance is the thing you're missing. And there's a voice from the grove, seems to come from all around it. It says, "Worry not, Lamia. The phases will change. You will feel strength again, but only just. Because you still resist, as if it costs you something to be more than what you are. This gift I've given you when you were so wounded and needed to be healed. You can pass it to others, Lamia. That man is missing his eye, part of his hand. The simple magics of mortals that you know, distilled in potions, cast by acolytes, is nowhere near enough to restore that kind of loss. But the gift resting inside you can work such a wonder. Wouldn't it be selfish to hoard it all to yourself?" She's laughing at your face.
Yeah, thanks, Patrick.
You just stay silent.
Sorry, I'm typing it right now. That would be his choice.
There's a lesson you're lacking, Lamia. Some choices only the strong can make. And you are strong. This man was, and could be again, but right now he is weak. And you are choosing to leave him as prey for whatever scavengers come to nip at his entrails. You think those bandits he surrounds himself with are loyal? That they will simply carry him about as a burden, wait for him to heal up, and take his position at the top again? You know better than that. Greed lies in the hearts of men. Even those who believe themselves so completely to be above beasts. It was wrong to call you selfish. You haven't even truly absorbed the gift yourself. There is more to be had. It does not have to come at the cost of your ally. What is the risk in a simple run through the woods, Lamia? Why don't you test out this freedom for yourself? Perhaps it will inform your decision.
You know what's funny? I was gonna thank you for not being like a talky bastard like that other guy was.
I do not require your thanks.
I don't know. Maybe when I'm alone. You say it shouldn't come at the cost of my allies, but what if I am the reason my allies are gone?
That choice is yours.
Exactly.
All you can trust is your own strength. And you deny an opportunity for power. What if when the time comes, it is too late? And you lose them because you are weak, and you have chosen weakness.
Then I imagine I'll hear your voice bragging about how awful I did.
I do not speak to prey.
Cool.
Your choice is made for now. The grove goes silent, and ever darker till the morning. Eli, you wake kind of suddenly at the tail end of Lamia's watch, actually. You don't know why at first. You can hear her still milling about over there. This is before her dream, of course. Kind of sit up for a moment. Maybe you're thirsty, you have to pee. You're not really sure what it is yet, just that you're awake. You just get up, you realize, oh shit. Your body is still lying asleep on the ground. Something weird's happening.
Of course.
Because it couldn't have just been a normal night of rest. So yeah, you're having an out-of-body experience, but you're still in a tent for now. What do you do?
I mean, step one, try and poke myself. You're like, wake up, you jerk.
So, alright, start poking yourself. Nothing happens immediately. Eventually, like your physical hand just you kind of roll over.
Sleeping like a rock. Okay, well, I like poke my head out of the tent.
See Lamia probably chit-chatting with the bandits and stuff over there. You don't understand what they're saying. It all sounds kind of like gibberish. Like it's all in their like same intonations and like you can tell it's their voices, but can't make out the speech.
It's kind of I walk over and I like try to tap Lamia to see if I can get her to like pay attention.
Reach out, your hand just kind of goes through her. Boy, that's not going to work.
All right. Hey, Alden. Wait, I do the thing where I look left, look right, look up. Hey, how are you, mate?
Well, I'm your shadow, you daft bloke.
You never where people normally expect that to be. Also,
Hey,
I'm over there. So I like walk over to my body and like look in the tent to see if he's in there.
He is. He's attached to your body still. Yeah. That's where you can hear the voice coming from, but he's like standing there like hands on his hips. Just, yeah, you're having one of those astral projections or whatever. Don't worry, it happens all the time to sort of people like you. This might be a first, though.
Yeah, I was gonna say it may happen to people like me, but I don't think it's happened to me specifically until right about now.
Well, as long as it doesn't start happening every night.
Yeah. What?
That will be a problem. I've seen good number of blokes who started having that happen. They sort of wander off and they stop waking up.
I'd very much like to not do that. Yeah, waking up is pretty useful.
Yeah. So here's the tip from old Alduin. Go ahead and just sort of lay right back down where you are, match your position best you can, and just wait for it to be over. Over.
Unfortunately, that sounds dreadfully boring, though.
Oh, it is. It's a real slog. But the alternative's worse. I don't know what it is, and everyone says the unknown is the scariest thing. So, you know.
There are known knowns.
Yeah. But how many, well, I say how many chances am I going to get? Based off what you said, either a lot or this is the one and I muck it up. But I'm at least gonna cast about a bit before I just lay down. I mean, I'm not gonna walk away from the camp, but I can't just do nothing. At least you're here. I can chit chat with you.
Well, I suppose that's true. Just, be careful. Because, like I said, seen it before.
This music's kind of hype for this conversation.
I know, right?
It's one of those where I want to be like, you've seen it before, and then it gets 11 times. Yeah. But yeah, anyways. So yeah, I'm gonna just have a little walk about the camp and just kind of like try and see what's different in this projection version versus
Panda brought it up.
what's different, like what I would normally see. Like, do I see anything weird about the people? Is there like something different, that I could notice in this astral projection state versus, normal?
So, you guys have a campfire this time? Like an actual fire, or is it still just like the low fire?
I mean, I think if we were still trying to be
Since
safe.
you're out on the road, everything.
Yeah. Probably decently low fire. If I was in charge of fire making. But
I mean, you probably would have been. Just, it's up to you. I mean, the
Yeah,
bandits are cool with a low fire, but, generally, like, if there's, like, soldiers or something coming on the road and they see you, like, burn a super low fire, they're like, what the fuck are they doing? Why are they trying to be hidden this close to the city? But that's gonna be up to you guys.
I still think we should still be safe. Low fire, personally.
Okay. It doesn't cast off a whole lot of light. So yeah, Eli, you notice as you're getting to the limited space where there's firelight, you can kind of see the shadows and stuff of people moving and kind of dancing at the edge of it. There's way too many shadows. Way more than there are people. And because of because of how like kind of short that light is, you're not, and like the perspective, you're only really seeing like kind of the feet, maybe like up to the hips and stuff, maybe occasional like hand or whatever is moving. You can tell these are like humanoid shapes moving around in like the firelight. Lamia and the bandits don't seem to notice it. You can't quite tell what the shapes are doing. And as you yourself get closer to the edge of it, you start to hear these distant whispers, and they get louder the further from the light you get. And you'll hear Alwyn like talking, and it seems like the volume of his voice doesn't match his distance from you.
Right.
Like you could like take one step a little bit further out, and it sounds like he's infinitely further away, and the whispers are way louder. Almost like you're crossing a threshold. You get this sort of tingle of concern.
Yeah. All right. I'll just kind of just like, hello? Just out into the empty over there.
Give me a perception check.
Oh. There it goes.
Call hello. It doesn't echo. It actually seems to just sort of die at that like kind of crossover point.
Miss
You just hear
opportunity.
indistinct whispers coming back. You can't quite make out what any of them are saying. None sound familiar.
Hello.
No, I'm not gonna go anywhere near that hello. Not opening that door. Like, it's kind of just like scatter about, just trying to see if I can see anything, see anybody. Guess I can't. So then I'll go like see if I can interact with those extra shadows. If maybe the whispers are coming from there or something. Yeah,
poking at them and stuff, because you're mostly seeing them obviously from the light itself. So the whispers are very faint, almost almost inaudible when you're over where you can actually see the shadows moving. But touching them, trying to manipulate them, trying to like force your will onto them or something, like nothing seems to affect them at all.
Can I go try and like grab like Lamia's shadow, actual shadow, and then move that? Because I can't move those shadows. Can I fuck with hers?
Yeah, you walk over and you try to grasp Lamia's shadow, and it like resists. Like you grab it and just kind of pushes you away and gives you like a what the fuck?
Yeah. I was just checking. Like, sorry, I can't.
You can
move
see
those.
it's kind of jawing at you, but there's no sound.
Yeah. I'm gonna go like try that with also a bandit shadow just to see, because I know about the Luxifix and her, so I'm just gonna double check that their shadows behave like her shadow, and that
just
he
like
doesn't
piss off the Luxifix.
Yeah, that he
Right?
doesn't make her shadow do weird stuff.
Lami, I need to add an alteration to your dream.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm kidding.
Halfway through, you just gonna go.
So
so he
until
just
that
pushes
bitch,
you,
I don't like how he just pushes me around.
shows up and shoves you. It's like,
Yeah, there's this. There's like a bobcat that's like real shrimpy, comes out. It just keeps fucking with your shoe. No.
that would be hilarious.
But so you try it. Kind of same thing happens with the bandit ones. You try it with like one of the dudes. He like shoves you away. Like you actually feel like a force push you back. The woman's like slaps you upside the head and like kind of like chases you a little bit to like bat you a couple of times. Like they don't like being touched apparently.
Obviously,
It doesn't hurt. There's just like enough that you're like, okay, I am being struck and I don't like it. But
Okay. I'm gonna go see if I can grab that mirror, the cracked mirror, real quick, and see if I can get a hold of our doppelganger associate.
Okay.
While I'm in this state.
you're looking at it for a minute and kind of just hope something happens. And eventually,
Yeah.
the slightly different form of Rahala appears. He just looks at you like expectant.
I'm like, oh, you can like see me, right?
Is that unusual?
Well, I'm not in me. I'm over there. I like pan the mirror to where he could see me sleeping.
Oh. Interesting. You're bordering the plane of dreams. How strange. Give me a sense motive.
It definitely is strange, is what I'm gonna say. All right, flat roll. Here we go. 5.
Yeah, she just thinks it's weird.
Yeah.
How did you manage to end up there?
I woke up like this.
Or did you?
Well, I guess I haven't woken up quite yet. That's probably true, yeah.
Well, do me a favor, don't go wandering off into anything you can't perceive. You may not come back. And that would be an issue for our little deal.
Right. Yeah, remarkably, I've already received that advice so far, so I think I'm going to take you very serious.
Yeah, I gave it to you.
I didn't say you were wrong, mate. I was just curious.
I'm just saying, you only need advice from one source here. You don't need some mirror lady that kidnapped us, having to jaw off at you about what for.
I don't know why that just... Watery tarts dispensing swords is no system to base a system of government on, is the vibe I got from that for some reason. But anyways, yeah, so I'll be like, no, you were right. You're 100% right. So I'll just stay over here where I'm at until I wake up, I guess.
Sounds awfully boring though. But safe.
It does. It does. That's why I kind of wandered around a bit already.
Have you made any progress yet, by the way?
Of wandering or of finding you a new host?
Well, you've certainly made progress on wandering because you're here. I meant the other thing.
Oh, there's this colossal jerkwad lady who would be great for you, but I think it'd be a little harder to get her to look in the mirror. So other than that, we did the thing we were supposed to do and got rid of the city. So we did that. That's progress.
You didn't happen to take it with you, did you?
No.
Oh, well.
What, the city? Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. That's what I was like. No.
I'm not in the habit of transporting mass graves about. Apologies.
Yeah.
Well, it would make life more interesting, wouldn't it?
It's hard to argue, but interesting is not... This goes against everything I believe usually. Interesting is not always better.
If you say so. But no, that's fine. Seems you've done good work. My lady is pleased, in fact. Though, she has a funny way of showing it.
Oh no.
In that I can't tell you,
Oh, okay.
of course, what will come of this.
Right. Secrets and all. I didn't think we would get to know anyways. Well, thanks for the advice. I'm gonna, I don't know, wander about a bit, but not too far, and try and wake up, I guess.
You wake up.
Yeah.
Right after you say wake up. Oh.
I do that.
He's like nudging you. Yeah.
I'm like, okay, you can touch me. Great, thanks.
You can touch.
Alden,
can
and I look
touch.
around. My shadow's obviously around, but I'm just like, poke it. Okay, cool.
Are you okay?
Sure. You can hear. I can understand you. That's aces. Yeah, we're good.
Okay, if you're sure you're okay.
Yeah. I'm gonna try and go back to bed now. have nothing else happen
it's
while
your
I do
watch.
that. No, I was first watch.
Yeah, he was
Oh, you did
first.
first. Okay, because
Yeah,
you guys switched back. You're good.
I was assuming this was morning.
Yeah,
No.
I was first watch.
So passes. You get to morning without any other
Yeah.
incidents.
Yeah. Good.
You wake up. It's still raining.
Of course.
It is starting to get a little colder, you're noticing, which is not good. Because winter in Setsegia is a bitch. If you couldn't tell. But
We keep going.
yeah, you guys are going to keep moving.
Let's try and make it to the
Anything
city.
else in the morning, or are you just moving on?
God? No.
It's literally fucking on Do Not Disturb and still does this shit. It's so fucking annoying.
I don't know if chat can hear that.
They can. It's
Yeah.
fucking
Then I have to make a joke about it.
I'll talk to Eli and Panda, like, kind of separate from them. Be
Just
like,
Panda.
sorry, Sam and Eli, whispering, Nalexovix talked to me last night.
Oh, that's something. What did he have to say?
Long story short, he said that I could heal him and would pass the gift.
No.
Yeah,
I
I'm gonna
agree,
go with,
no,
with also no,
but from what little we heard last night, Sam, you made it seem like they were going to...
you seem to be saying an awful lot about yes for a person who just said no.
No, I'm...
Okay, I made it seem to be what now?
You seem to make it a point that his leadership would be not necessarily challenged, but he would be made kind of worthless.
Yes.
Alexifix?
To be worthless and not
No. Come
so
on.
no. To be worthless
Oh, okay.
but not be possessed by an evil nascent. Ah, what a life! What a life!
Yeah, nah.
Yeah, I'm still on the nah. I don't trust this guy.
Because I'm much like the whole mirror thing. But it's probably not going to be him anymore. It's
True.
going to be something else.
And even if it's not, as much as this sucks to have Nalexifix inhabiting your space, at least, you know that old adage about keeping your enemies closer than you keep your friends? Well, you're doing a bang-up job of that. So we know right where that jerk is.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I just thought I'd say it in case he suddenly recovers or something and it wasn't me.
Right. Well, it's good to bring that up, but hopefully it doesn't have the ability to, like, talk to other people through you.
Yeah.
That would be bad.
I don't know, to be honest.
Maybe he needs to hear about all the advantages that the Great Mister can offer him. You know.
Smelling like spring flowers?
Do I?
Wait, do you? Suddenly start
but she's
smelling.
the goddess of spring and stuff, so, I just assumed the smell went with it.
Oh.
Ugh,
Smell like Irish
no,
spring.
Eli, no. Sam doesn't smell like flowers at all. God.
I know, it's been a minute since I took a bath.
Smell him. Yeah. I just said that might be a perk. I didn't suggest that Sam over here
I
smelled
mean, I
like.
did wade through that water in that mine that seemed pretty clear. Maybe it was, I
That
don't know.
does not count as a bath. I don't know. I didn't feel like I would have to explain that at all, but
Scrag seemed pretty clean.
murky scrag water in a mine does not count as a bath. Standing outside in Setsegia does not count as a shower.
But
I bet
yeah,
you. Let's
that's
be honest
the-
here. Out of character, you could probably take a shower. If you had soap, you just went outside naked.
If you
and
had
just started.
soap, but
Yeah,
you
it just
do
depends
not.
on how intense the rain is.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was
But yeah,
what the I wanted noted
Okay.
Yeah.
Soap is required for
So
you to
they've-
have a bath, Sam.
They've been
before.
able to have their opinions.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, you guys will traveling along the road, easily manage to make it to the outskirts of Manhan Saik. Were you guys actually wanting to go into the city, or just once you guys get close enough to be
I
like,
mean,
you guys good, or you know?
yes, because I want to make sure that Kamal gets proper medical attention.
Yeah.
I would also like to buy some cure light potions if we can.
And I want to go inside somewhere, anywhere.
A night in an inn in an actual bed would not
Yeah.
be a bad thing. I'll say
Right.
that.
Like I'm sure,
See if I-
as much as the person in me, the gamer, wants to like, new city, let's explore everything. We do have places to be.
Mhm.
Oh yeah,
So
yeah.
we got people to
Oh,
go,
this-
and places to be. I mean, yeah.
Okay.
uh,
I was trying to pull up my fucking map.
Did you not put it in
Stupid.
the game?
No. My Asgar's map that has all my like regional notes and shit in it.
Uh-huh.
And I've been trying to get this fucking thing. I was like, oh man, it's still loading. I can't see any of the data on it. Because I pulled up the fucking JPEG. I didn't actually-
Oh no!
So I've been trying to zoom in and be like, what? Why won't it show me any data? Why is the quality weird? Because I didn't actually pull up the right thing. So now that I know that. God damn it. Okay. Where I need to go find where the fucking thing is. Because it isn't where I thought it was.
Almost dropped my key. And I knocked my phone over.
But
Don't do
no.
that. Don't do either of those.
Luckily, my phone just fell onto the couch. So
No,
it didn't,
no.
like,
Should be
run away or anything.
Mm-hmm.
here. Close that. Cool. Okay, now I should actually be able to try to load the damn thing.
Huzzah!
I've been sitting here thinking I had it loaded this whole time. I was ready to do thing.
Tonight's just not the night for technical stuff.
Well, that one was 100% on me, though.
Mm.
Just not paying attention to the file I opened.
I mean, as someone who's worked in technical support, and you are someone who currently works in technical support, so many
Yep.
things are just, user error.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
No, this isn't even where it is. I'm looking at the wrong shit.
I had when I was working, I was helping out, and our riding mower is zero turn mower. It has a pressure plate that you sit on, but it also has a brake that needs to be disengaged for you to drive, but the brake needs to be on for you to start it. But we had a problem where the cable from the brake handle to the brake snapped, and I had to go in and remove the entire brake assembly and just make it a button where I pushed. But for the 15 minutes before I figured out that the cable had snapped, I thought I was just doing something wrong. So because I defaulted to it's user error. So I spent 15 minutes like doing all this stuff, moving around, trying to restart this mower, doing all of the like checks of I screwed up until I finally was like, all right, it's gotta be the mower. Like if I did what people do, which is it can't be my fault, I would have found the problem so much faster than just assuming it was me doing something wrong.
Okay. Bitburg. Why are you like this? Don't be like this. There we go. Okay. Cool. So yeah, you make it to Manhan Saik. It's not a very big city. I think it's like maybe 2,600 people or so. In fact, you barely consider it a city, really. But it does take a lot of area, and it has a lot of traffic. Mostly, even though it only has this one big road coming to it, Well, I mean, you remember, that not a lot of caravans and things travel to and fro here just because the journey is a pain in the ass. Even though they went through all that trouble of building that road for the Alongo confluence, it's a pain to get to, which is why that whole thing was happening with Batu. But a lot of their commerce and traffic and bartered and stuff actually is barter trade rather than pure coinage, just from the smattering of villages and thorps and whatnot that are kind of around this area to the west of Manhansaik mostly. A lot of the shit that fits between it and Dayan there's a lot of just little settlements over there, and a lot of them come over here to trade a lot of goods and whatnot. And occasionally there will be caravans or traders from other larger cities that come through, and Manhansai can tend to have just goods and things that are kind of harder to find in the region if you don't go way out of your way to try to find a village or something. When you guys go in there, again, not a ton of people, but there is quite a bit of space. You notice there are inns. There's actually a pretty big marketplace. It's just not full. Because that it has this kind of burst economy thing that happens where it's it's weather's clear and whatnot, or it's spring, whatever. Whenever the roads are a little bit easier, that they're probably gonna fill this place up and actually set up stalls, and it's actually a pretty lively thing. But right now, they're not expecting anything. Not been a lot of visitors, so you get a lot of empty stalls and empty space in the trading area. Wherever you guys go in, the bandits you're traveling with seem to know a little bit of a way around the place. Get through the city. They kind of stop off by a stables, and you can see that apparently they had left some horses here. Quite a few horses in the area that they left. You're kind of sort of solemn, not really solemn, but it's just when they come in and they're yeah, some of these aren't getting, their riders aren't coming back. Oh yeah, right. They might have lost a lot of people.
Yeah, that's true.
6 of them is it. You didn't pick up anybody else along the way. They didn't talk about getting anyone else. That's it.
Crap.
That there's alluded to by the female bandit.
There's another.
That there's a larger camp they're a part of, but it's not here. So as far as the people that Kamal's men, this is his whole troop right now. So you kind of hear that conversation and such. They hand over a little Bitcoin, they chit chat for a minute, and they come back to you guys. And yeah, we have a person. We can take him to a healer that doesn't really ask questions. We've gone to them a lot, but look, it's not a survival thing at this point. If you want to come with, I'm not going to stop you, but I don't know that Kumal would want you to go. It's the unsavory places.
Listen, Kamal is a great mate of mine, and he obviously doesn't want to be in trouble, but unsavory places is 75% of my job.
Yeah, fair, just... Okay. I don't think you're going to have, not the stomach for it, but... He's talked a lot about you in just the past few days. I don't know if it's... I think maybe he will take the hit to your reputation worse than you.
Probably, but... Listen. Just want to make sure my mate's okay. I'll be here. You can... we find an inn, I'm guessing, right?
Yeah, they'll point you to one.
So, yeah, I'll just be I'll be here at this inn.
Yeah.
You need anything? You need whatever? You need some coin to take care of him? I've got some extra I can throw at this. It's important to me. So...
Yeah, we'll... If we need it, we'll let you know. He owes some favors, so it should be okay, but the woman's just like, I'll come tell you when he's good.
Okay, we'll be around. We gotta do some gathering of supplies anyways, since we're gonna have to trek all the way back east. So,
Where are you headed after this, by the way?
to pick up our horses.
Ah,
And shores.
And yes, animals of transit.
headed home then.
At least to get them first, and then we figure out where we go after that.
Understood. Well, good luck.
Damn. Sorry, I didn't make it in time. I was like, oh.
It peaked, so you're good. It didn't.
Yeah,
it didn't
like I said, let us know if you need assistance. Obviously, we're going to be around for at least a day or two. I'm going to, obviously once you're done with some of the doctoring and whatnot, I'll come check up on him and make sure everything's okay.
Right. Well, it's not a ton here today, but you ask around, you can probably find some goods. A lot of the good stuff stays in storage for a while, so don't be afraid to be a bit nosy.
Yeah, Nosy might as well be my middle name, so I got it.
There's also a public bath here, so if you want to get rid of the grime, she kind of looks you up down a minute and goes, I didn't notice that. How? Well, for your two companions, you want to get
I was
rid
gonna
of all
say,
the road grime.
I just kind of gesture. I'm like, I'm very meticulous about my appearance.
Like, granted, your clothes are clean. Doesn't like you are dirty underneath to an extent,
Yes,
but like
yeah,
less
I
than you
definitely
would
need
be.
to clean. But yes, thanks to my clothes not taking all of the dirt and grime and gross, a lot of me doesn't get that.
Yes. Well, yeah. We'll probably go there later, so maybe we'll see you there. We can give you a report.
Sounds good. I'll filter back to Lamy and Sam and kind of let them know and be like, hey, we should clean up and try and get what we can, and then, sleep in actual beds, and then come up with an actual
Lamia
plan.
frowns at that.
I mean, sure. Sleep decently. Somewhere. Wherever. I guess go rent a stable. I don't know. Just like, I don't know what I got for you. As long as I'm not, walking around in the middle of the night again too, we'll be good.
Two?
Maybe. Yeah. Oh, yeah. When you woke me up, I was like dream walking or something. But you were all away. Oh, I should have tried to go bug Sam's dream. Sam, I'm going to come invade your dream later. Just giving you a heads up.
I'm going to mentally prepare for that.
Did you get dragged into the nightmare realm?
No,
again?
no. I was in where we were, but I was like not there, if that makes. I was like halvesies in, halvesies out.
I don't understand.
I don't really either, so that's totally fair. I can interact with some things, but not others. I pushed your shadow at one point. It didn't like that I was being so pushy. But then everybody had extra shadows for some reason. It was lots of them, but they weren't total shadows. They were just some legs and maybe some arms or whatever. Because the light from the fire wasn't ooh, So it was just me.
That sounds creepier than me talking to my person.
I mean, I got to chat with Aldwin. That was nice. And then I asked the doppelganger lady. I could pick up the mirror and I could talk to her, and she said that I was partway in the realm of dreams, and then that's what Aldwin had said, kind of, and he was like, you should just listen to me, and I was like, yeah, but you don't usually talk, so it's mostly me just talking at you and assuming. It's out of here. It's like a Pokemon, when you say something like Pika Pika, you're like, yeah, you're right. And like, how did you get that from Pikachu? That is me and Aldwin, 100%, where I'm like, I don't know what we're gonna do. You're right, we should do this. And everybody's like, what? It didn't say anything. I'm like, no, I did. In here. No,
you're right.
Okay, so
Pika,
I guess
Pika. Yes,
we'll
we
get
should
ourselves
eat the
washed
rich.
up. And Eli, will you help me find where
Comrade
we can get some
Pikachu.
potions?
Sorry. I broke
You
him.
Help me with Comrade Pikachu. Yeah, we'll go.
Little red cheeks have hammers and sickles.
We'll go get,
The fuck out
we'll
of
go
here.
get some
Okay.
potions. We'll go get some potions.
Yeah.
And try and find some like trail rations and other stuff because we used a lot of ours, I know, on that. And try and restock all our stuff that got kind of either troglodyted or emptied out in the mine. Oh, and one other thing, when I was talking to the doppelganger, she said that Mishani was really pleased with our work and that she was going to reward us somehow, but secrets and mysteries, so she's not going to tell us. Also, that we should have taken the city with us, and I was like, nah. And she was like, but you should have. And I was like, nah.
That wasn't something that we were told to do, so I don't think
Didn't
we
look
would
worth a lot of money.
taking that.
But
Hey, you could have just poured all the wine out,
could drink the wine.
It would have been incredibly...
Soul
The
wine.
souls make it taste better.
The wine of souls.
The
Do you know how
wine
much
of
money-
69,
do you know how
69
much money
souls.
you could sell the wine of souls for? You could sell that for so much money. Anyways,
Yeah,
It
Ultra
still
rich
wouldn't be-
person.
especially
still
for the
wouldn't-
devil.
oh gosh,
It still wouldn't be the soul. I mean, it still wouldn't be the storm.
no,
Nah.
nothing's that good.
I
But,
hope to God soul wine isn't an ingredient.
that's
of
just gonna
soul
say.
wine.
It turns out that's exactly what it is.
You'll
Some-
never know. You didn't taste it.
Oh,
That would've
no.
bad.
So we go get ourselves cleaned up.
Yep. So you guys head to an inn. Yep. It's see, 2 silver per room.
Cool.
You can get a room with 2 beds.
Yeah.
They're not super sticklers about it. Like if you're like, we're all just gonna stay in one room, they'll be like, okay, fine. But like they're not gonna be like, no, you can't do that. You gotta 2 people to a room. They're not gonna be like that. So
But we're a
Up to you.
thruple.
no, that's
a
weird.
quadruple.
Uh,
Sometimes the shadow gets on.
Now say your
Yeah,
prayers
that's what
and eat your
I was gonna
vitamins.
make a joke about that. It's like 3.5. I was trying to think of how to say that though. Oh,
The bird
my
just likes to
God.
watch.
He's very
Okay.
voyeuristic.
They just kick you out. Nah,
These people are too weird.
we ain't those kind of animists.
We don't need these kind of people in our inn.
we don't need
So-
Giovanni.
There's a word for druids like you.
I'm invoking my right to refuse service.
So all of this, anyway. But no, yeah, it's 2 silver per room. It'll get you a meal, a room. It's very small town feel right now, just because there's not a lot going on. So, person at the desk is a little bit chatty.
I took it out of my treasury, guys, just so you know, so nobody else has to worry about money. I got it.
Oh, I assumed we were gonna be the same room, so I wasn't paying for that.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. I
Wait.
paid for it.
Wait, did I forget something? Hold on. Oh no. Well, okay. So the the innkeep is a Volu, and
Are they
immediately
related to Sam?
notices that Sam is a Veti. Even though most people
Oh.
cannot tell. Most people are
Yeah.
like, "Oh, it's just like a short demi, right?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
They
Or
can
really tall
immediately
Volu
tell.
somehow. Yeah.
So, like, if you guys come in, you're like, yeah, we'll take 2 rooms or whatever, and start paying, and they like look at you, Sam, for a minute, and they're like,
Oh no.
you're one of the lucky ones! Oh, joy! Oh, what family are you with? I'm sure they're huge!
Yes. I'm, part of the-
Yes.
I'm from the Good Bean family.
Good
Samuel
bean!
Goodbean.
Good
Nice to
bean,
meet you.
relative of the birdsag in the south.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, I'm a wheat fern. We're mostly
Oh.
not here. We're like all over the place.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
It took so long to get rid of the Tertian accent, let me tell
I'll
you.
Yeah.
But they just chatter on for a while. We only
Yeah.
have like 7 minutes, so.
I'll
doing
do.
that
I'll,
thing
I'll,
that everybody
the
has
thing.
done this as a child, by the way, when their parents are talking and you just kind of like slowly backing up to like trying to assess what else there is in the room, but you're like, you don't want to get more than like 20 feet away from your parental unit. I'm kind of just doing that where we're like walking around like looking.
I'm gonna find a chair and sit down so I can play my Game Boy.
Yes, exactly. Like,
That I
how long
don't
is this
have,
gonna
because this is
be?
medieval fantasy.
pull out my Game Boy.
yes, my pocket. Oh god, I forgot what it's called. The little marble thing where you do the marbles back. Anyway.
Oh, whatever that is, yeah.
Because they've recognized me and asked, I'm going to ask them if they need help with anything. Like, you need some choring that needs help? You need some cleaning up? Or
Well, now that you ask, they have like a list of chores. We'll just like it kind of there's like a little bit of a back and forth where you're like, oh yeah, sure, I'll help out, and they're like, well, I'm not gonna ask you to do it for free. I mean, that's very hospitable, but let me just we'll knock it off your tab. It'll be a silver. And you're like, no, it's no big. You probably go through that whole thing.
Yeah. Maybe some fresh food, like if you can get us, just like hey, we'll get some better hot food or something,
So just give me a quick diplomacy. This isn't the thing that's going to make anything worse. It's just to see how that interaction.
Because it's a flat roll for me. Because I don't know.
Hey, my sense motive is a flat roll, and I keep putting points in it.
9. So yeah, it kind of goes back and forth a little bit, and they're like offering stuff, and you're like, nah, it's no big deal. But if if you've got any like bread that you just baked, we'll take like some fresh bread would be good. Like you just kind of do this back and forth where it turns into this thing where like, yeah, you're gonna get your rooms, you're gonna pay full price, but they're gonna make they're kind of gonna make their family recipe stew. And so you guys can have they're like, well, it's not gonna be done in time for lunch, but like I can just add some stuff to it. It'll have all the way till dinner to cook up, and you guys can have that for dinner. And bread's easy, so you're gonna get some like fresh bread. They've got some local fruit that they've gathered that was just theirs, but they want to share it now. And then they're like, yeah, and then in the morning the stew will actually be all the way done, because it's going to take a while to get all the ingredients fully cooked in, so you'll get to have the full experience in the morning. Normally, we don't give breakfast, for people who show up in the afternoon, but I mean, we're practically family. Which, your families are not related, but, So, so yeah, you work it out, you guys are just going to get an extra meal out of it, essentially, and a better meal than you would have got otherwise.
Nice.
Cool.
And in exchange, Sam's gonna do some sweeping, and he's taller, so he's gonna help clean the tops, the tops of stuff that they have to get stools and whatnot to clean up. That's annoying. Which a lot of times Volu don't like to ask for help with that kind of thing, but they don't mind with you.
Yeah.
So,
yeah,
there you go. I was like, wait, I remembered something about this innkeeper. Ah, shit, I forgot. This is important.
Cool.
Yeah, it never gets to happen.
I don't know if I ever explained to both of them that that's what I am. I'm not just a demi.
I don't think you have.
Yeah.
Just because they didn't ask.
Yeah, no.
I think the characters or the players.
Yeah, obviously. So yeah, you guys see that interaction are like, okay.
Yeah, pretty much.
That was weird. Why? But
we know he's got a huge family, at least, so I'm just gonna be like, relatives of yours?
I don't believe so. Maybe. I can only remember my great that far back.
I understand that that's a loaded question for you about if someone's related to you or not. So don't worry about it if you don't know.
But yeah, you guys get some rest. Yeah. It's actually
I'm fully healed now.
Are you?
Oh yeah, good question.
You actually get to sleep in beds. Lami, it's restless. Or are you gonna do something?
I was gonna do something a little different that night.
Okay.
So when Eli and Sam are asleep, I was gonna take off, get outside the town, and I was gonna meditate, and relax, and breathe, and then see what happens.
Okay. And middle of the night.
Yep.
Nice.
Yep.
Okay. So you leave, slog your way out of town.
Oh, I'll leave a note being like, "Hey, experimenting outside the town. Love you. Bye."
Okay. That may give different signals, but okay.
Yeah. Right.
So you leave, go to meditate, sitting out there, and it is again, there's just a discomfort to it. And yeah, real life does imitate your experience in the Grove. It is a new moon. You think you probably had, or I guess you probably would know that dream you had, it was like right on the cusp of it. You kind of have like a period of 3-ish days where it's kind of a new moon, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're at the peak of it now. Obviously, the sky isn't lightless. There are still stars. There's still a lot of open air. There's no like smog, pollution, or everything. It's low light for the most part, but it feels dimmer and darker and more empty to you. You don't get the same sense of comfort. I'm gonna switch this just because it's kind of loud to me.
Yeah.
I think it's my computer volume that makes it so loud right now, but it feels different. It doesn't feel as comforting as it did before. You kind of try to meditate, take some deep breaths in, breathe out, trying to just kind of clear your head. You're not trying to hear anything in particular. You kind of focus in on one, a few thoughts that are still there. You focus in on maybe 2 of them, down to 1, down to like just a speck in the distance you're keeping your eye on. Trying to clear everything else. Roll me a will save.
Alright, let's roll that 1 tonight, because there has been no 1s. That's not a 1, but cool.
I mean,
Out.
hooray.
You clear out all the other thoughts. You do get some sense of relaxation, that bit of restlessness, that kind of just itch to act, you're frustrated. It doesn't fully go away. You don't know that it can right now.
Mm-hmm.
You don't necessarily know that you don't get the feeling that it's coming directly from Noluxifix, like he's influencing you. But it is something inside you for sure. And once you're done meditating and everything starts coming back, it dawns on you how good a run in the wilderness does sound.
I was literally going to try and do that.
Okay. So, well, I know we're a little bit over. We'll take care of this scene.
Sorry, guys.
So you get up. Are you just in like your sleepwear, basically? Tunic, breeches.
Yeah.
Shoes.
Well, yeah, because I went out to the outside of the city, so I definitely have shoes on.
I wouldn't say you definitely have shoes on, but you can.
I mean, as a normal person, I think, yeah, having shoes on would be good. I don't want to step in glass or something.
Well, it's not a modern city. There's glass everywhere. Honestly, you're a country bumpkin. You have fucking thick ass calluses on your feet, but it's fine. You can wear shoes. I'm not telling you you can't.
Yeah.
So yeah, you start jogging towards the trees, because this place is not in the woods.
Yeah.
It's a little bit of a run to get to the tree line.
Okay, yeah. I'll
not
jog
like hours away. 5 minutes or so.
Yeah, I'll jog to the trees, but I'll make sure I can see the road kind of still. That way, I don't lose myself.
Well, you won't lose sight of it unless you actually run into
Go
the
deep
woods. Then you won't see it. You'll probably be able to find your way back. I don't think there's any doubt of that. But okay, so you get to the tree line and you just start kind of like jogging. Do you start walking at first, or do you just break into a run?
Yeah, slow walk and then break out to full calisthenics. Never mind. I don't remember the correct word.
Well, calisthenics are an exercise. So you just start walking and you break into a sprint.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you start running. Give me a will save.
Do 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 do
It's gonna be
do
Will
do.
again. So,
Well, yeah. Okay.
nice. You feel. This is gonna sound weird, but whatever. So, as you're running, you don't feel yourself getting tired. Like, you can feel that, like, you can tell your body is, like sprinting that long. You're gonna get labored breath, sweat. Like, you can tell the exertion is happening. But normally, the normal mind, fatigue, getting tired it's almost a scary thing, in a sense. Like, when you get to a certain point, it becomes really, really, really difficult to keep doing that thing as you get more exhausted. No matter how practiced you are at it, no matter how mentally tough you are, that there is a there the fucking hell, I can't use my words. Surrender becomes a Herculean force against you normally, and you can feel that creep in over time. Generally speaking, you don't feel it at all. You know, eventually your body is going to wear down to the point that you probably can't move anymore.
Right.
But it's like your mind doesn't register it. It's like that you can just go as long as you want to until you shut off. There is zero nagging feeling to, like, well, maybe slow down, take a breather. None of that shit. It's like you're enjoying the labor, the exertion. Like, you haven't been able, even though you've been in a fight recently, multiple fights, like, you haven't really gotten to do this before. You start getting the urge to, like, take off your clothes and just sprint fucking naked through the woods, but you resist that because you're still sane, and you're like, nope, that isn't a thing I would normally do. That's what you keep in your mind, is like, there's all these, like, temptations that come through. You smell things that remind you of that moonlit glade you dreamt of. These scents from the forest, and you'll hear, like, an animal making noise or whatever, and it's like you're smelling a fresh-baked pie. It doesn't smell like that, but it evokes the same hunger. But you know that isn't how you normally are. That's what you hold on to. It's like, no, ignore that. Block that out. You're starting to get a better sense, because you're a natural 20, of the differences between what are natural to you and what are trying to become nature to you. I do need one more will save from you, though.
Okay.
I'm lowering the DC because that natural 20 gave you a huge boost.
Well, that's nice.
So, you get to the point where, because you're the change in mental state, it's hard to judge when, like, you're gonna be too exhausted to go back.
Right?
So, you're mentally tough enough, you have enough of a sense of self, that you eventually do force yourself to stop. Like, trot to a halt for a minute, and really assess your condition. You're fucking heaving. It's just covered in sweat, and you can even tell, even though it's raining, and you know, like, the humidity is making it even worse. This could probably kill a person, really, legitimately. Could just kill you from exhaustion because your sweat isn't doing what it's supposed to do, because there's so much moisture in the air. So it's not able to actually cool you off. And you, like, stand there for a while and really, like, holy shit, okay, yeah, I feel awful. Like, I know it'll feel good again if I start running, but man, I feel terrible. I really gotta start heading back if I want to get back to the city without collapsing. So do you, or do you sleep in the woods, is the final question. You know, you sprinted for, you don't know how long, but you know you made a pretty good distance. You are not close. So
I would head back, but I would end up sleeping in the woods at the end of it.
you're just sleeping like the edge of the woods
Yes.
with no gear or anything.
Yep.
Okay. Last thing we'll roll. Final roll of the night. Give me a perception check.
Do 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 do.
4 or 6.
Nice. Very nice. So as you're walking back, You notice like the intense sense like fading back to your normal human senses. It's mostly just you smell like rain and dirt, kind of just leaves, your own clothing, that kind of stuff. You're not getting the like crazy potent scent of prey animals in the woods. And even like the chittering and like little noise and things you're hearing seem to all fade. Like they get more distant, but you don't think the things are leaving. It's like your perception is drawing back closer to your normal human demi senses.
Okay. Okay.
And the thing that becomes very clear to you as you kind of get to the edge of the woods is you haven't seen any animals. Heard them, you smelled them, haven't seen any of them. And now that you're back in your normal human senses, you don't hear any. They've avoided you.
All
but
right.
you get a night's rest. And that's where we'll end the session.
Yes.
Thank
you for joining us, everybody.
Yes,
that's the session, everybody.
Appreciate everybody. And just standard plugs. We do have a Discord you can join. We have wonderful conversations on there. Share memes. Patrick does a really good GIF, what to expect, like coming soon, I guess, GIF before everything. We post replays of all of our stuff on Mondays. Comes out around noon Central Time. And we've got one more week of regular sessions. Then we go to Making a TTRPG, just to remind everybody after that. And we do our awesome Making a TTRPG sessions. We have a Patreon. We are going to be doing a fun hangout for our patrons this Saturday. If you want to join those, you can come sign up at our Patreon. It's there.
Yeah.
And then, social media stuff. Facebook, X. It's not Twitter anymore. It's X.
Yeah, monthly hangouts, only $10 a month. You get to come chill, play some video games, watch some terrible movies, and watch me suffer if I'm there.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun. So, yeah.
And yeah, eventually we will have a patron game, but it's just not there yet. We got to see some more activity first.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
But yes, thanks to everyone. Oh yeah, once we get to make it a TTRPG, we're gonna be in different
system.
Locations.
Yeah.
Yeah, because move is on the 1st. Ugh. Fuck. Yep. God damn. Okay, well.
Yep.
But yeah, so if background changes, nobody panic. Well, when backgrounds change, nobody panic. Molly's will be the same.
Yeah, mine will be the same.
I'm assuming pandas will still be blurry.
It will still look.
Depends on what kind of backdrop I got.
It may still look like he's sitting at the pearly gates because they won't let him in.